if you want to do anything else before that, feel free.
I want to know if we think we're hard enough to take on a shadow dragon. The fact that they're able to reduce people to undead servants, it seems, it means it's got an army of the undead somewhere.
Presumably. It could just be that it killed everything and just didn't leave anybody's behind, fully consumed.
Cass found traces of
True, yeah. Of
undead and shadows, which
ghosts,
just,
specters.
Making a sort of a particular leap. Shadow dragon creates shadows with a bit like a shadow killing another person creates another shadow. So my leap, because I would have had to think about this, is that when a shadow dragon kills someone, it becomes a shadow.
Yeah, and we've seen those victims who survived. The survivors had a bit of a sort of darkness, right?
Yeah.
So it feels like they sort of got that partial transformation.
Yeah.
Which is,
the survivors.
Do you think you can face down a shadow dragon and about 2,000 shadows?
Well,
we don't.
Darkmoor. Sorry.
Well, I mean, we don't know the exact situation. I feel like we should figure out the exact situation before we can figure out how, if we need to bring along more, or maybe we need to have them come towards Alfore, or, I mean, I feel like we're not capable of a profound decision right now because we don't have all the details.
And I mean, that is still the plan currently, right? We are setting out to the wasteland to gather information, see where he lives, who else is there if we can find out, maybe get back and think about how to approach this.
Yeah.
That's the plan for tomorrow, if I remember correctly.
Giant light nuke.
Yes.
Are we going to do this tomorrow during the day?
I think so.
Yes.
It is now about 10 in the evening. Tomorrow at 9 in the evening, you have dinner with Darkmoor and other guests.
I think we should tell Darkmoor what our plans are tomorrow and just give her a heads up, just in case we are delayed, which could happen in the cursed wastelands. Those things are known to happen.
Well, we set out to those towns to talk to like survivors and everything, and we didn't find any. And Asher actually brought this up a little earlier to me, that we didn't speak to the survivors that were outside of Darkmoors. So maybe we should actually have a chat with them and figure out if there's some more information we can gather from them that maybe somebody else didn't think to ask, or
maybe they just seem, when they get emotional, they turn to smoke.
Yeah.
And so maybe ask the questions coached in like compliments and flowers and stuff.
In cushions.
Kellen, are you able to calm people? Or, yeah.
Calm people?
Like calming their emotions?
Yeah.
Well, apart from
to keep people in a zen
whiskey,
state.
Probably.
What's that?
I could recommend a good stiff brandy.
Something else than a bear hug. Doesn't work for everyone.
But I can do very large bear hug.
That's what I'm trying to say.
that would work as well. I can give them an even bigger bear hug. Usually a cave bear. I'll be extra fluffy.
Yeah, that's going to be so calming.
Well.
Let's maybe not do that. I don't know if everybody likes animals as much as you do, Kellen.
Oh.
I mean, I do, but...
Who mentioned the Blue Lagoons? Somebody mentioned them.
Kellen looks fairly vaguely insulted.
Who's a mother?
Yes. We still need to scry. We really need to do that scrying. So I'm not really sure if going out tomorrow without having all the information already that we could additionally gather, like the scrying we still haven't done on the Blue Lagoon.
I think we need to
could do all that tonight. If somebody would buy...
That nice tiara looked to be...
Tiara?
it was just like a circlet with a big diamond in the middle. That was apparently useful for scrying rather than a big crystal ball.
You trying to steal Darkmoor's circlet? I don't think that's gonna end well, Kellen.
No,
I
from
think
the
no, I
shop,
think
no?
there was someone else selling one.
Yeah, I mean, worst
I
case, we
remember
could
this.
just buy a big one and put it in the bag of holding, right? But it would be nice to be able to scry without having to keep asking Lilith.
Yeah, Dartmoor.
I doubt we can continuously ask her anyway, so yes. But we do have a bag of holding, so one could put the
Yes,
crystal
true.
ball into, or whatever it is, into the bag of holding. Maybe not the mirror.
I'm all for portable stuff, you know, travel size. Like all my novels, I'm just kind of does this, are travel sized. But
Well, yeah, you know, bag of holding. We're not actually using it very much at the moment. So, sure, let's go and get ourselves a crystal ball.
Is
yay,
the-
we're going
evening.
shopping.
Wait, but is there? I don't think she's still open at 10 p.m. Do you?
We could try. Well, actually, we
Well,
would
Kellen
know.
would know.
No, we would know.
Maybe
True. I see what you
I
mean.
can go round.
I see there.
I think maybe I'll go around and ask her out for a drink or something.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, you handle that. You need some gold.
Yes, please. Don't have that. We're still waiting from our pay from Marina, aren't we?
That's another thing we're supposed to do. Contact the authorities in
Could Ash,
Marina.
Marina?
Thank
Why
you.
the authorities?
could,
To tell them to send the money here.
Well, we don't need to contact the authorities. We need to contact that one guy. What was his
We
name?
did actually, didn't we?
No, we didn't.
Didn't.
Could someone send him a message?
I thought
Please?
I thought Asher sent to the guy and
I mean, I sent the message to Cornelius about the
Yes.
job.
Yeah,
That
I don't
one I
mean
did.
Cornelius. I mean the other one that has our money.
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Could someone message him, please, and ask him to somehow transport it back to us?
But we sent a watchdog, didn't we? To Marina?
No.
Yeah, that's what we did, no?
Did we?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, to obtain the
So-
money and bring it back. I think
Yeah.
that's on the way.
But maybe
Okay.
we need to. But maybe we need to send a message to. I forget the guy's name. I can look it up.
So he knows.
Yes, that would be actually a really good idea because if somebody shows up, they're like, "Hey, I'm collecting on the money for
That's true.
Onyx Watch." She's gonna be like, "Well, that's
Oh,
really
yeah.
weird."
Let's
Yeah.
just
Well,
hope he
we're
doesn't
sure,
get.
yeah.
this morning.
Here, have all their money. Bye bye.
It's
Oh.
like, how much would it be? 800 times something?
That's strange. Someone already came in this
I
morning and asked me for
totally
that money.
believe you're NPC. Right. Was this okay? Who? Who do you send it to? What? Who? What? Oh. Oh, never mind. You don't have a reward. I accidentally gave it away.
Anywho,
What are those guys called again? Watchdogs? No,
Yeah.
yes.
Watchdogs. Do we have a? Do you know, Warnar? Do you know who we sent down there?
Of course.
I hope
Who?
so.
Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Can he take care of himself? I mean, we trust him to travel back with a lot of money in his pocket. In his pockets. I don't want to
Well,
give the
Kadumas.
DM any ideas,
Just
but
one
kind of a
watchdog? That's optimistic.
nice loot if
Yes,
you were to
rather-
rob him.
Rather optimistic, I think.
Well,
It's done.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
It's
actually,
not-
my memory was that we told them we might need you to send someone to get the thing, but first we were going to contact them and see if the envoy of Marina was on his way back to Alfora, in which case he could have brought the money. And then we never did that.
Send some watchdogs to get the money.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
The guy's name is Gadumas. Asher, just
That is the
Kadumas.
watchdog or the guy that we are that
The
I should
guy-
to contact.
the one
The
that
guy
we
who has-
contact.
yeah, the
our
guy who
money.
has your money.
Kadumas.
Thaddeus Godumas.
Yes, that
Wait.
is.
To answer a previous question, Varna, no, I don't have anything. I can't find anything in my
Repertoire.
either past list or future things I might be able to do with regards to calming people.
Okay.
It's not
good to know.
my. It doesn't fit with what nature provides.
Okay. That's very well explained. Thank you.
I can usually do the opposite of calming.
Could
Yeah,
Nico,
that I'm naturally.
Kellen's
Naturally.
got
Good
an
at.
idea that it's not his. Could I get an arcana check to say if I think who's basically out of character? It's a bard or a cleric thing, basically.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he would with his sort of.
Hey, make me an arcana check.
It's probably easier because I don't know if he would necessarily know. That's it. Oh, fuck's sake, no. That'll be a no.
You know, the mysteries of magic are deep and
Mysterious.
sometimes unknowable.
If it doesn't grow from the soil.
So he
Yes.
says, I can't do anything like that. Maybe something exists somewhere else, but I don't know who can do that.
That's okay. Your voice is very calming.
I can give you a big furry hug if you want.
Yes.
Okay, so you needed some gold. How much do you need?
Well, I've got a total of 380.
I can give
That's all I've got.
you 20 PP.
I can give you 100 gold.
Well, if I'm happy to blow the. I've got 30 PP. Really, I need. It's 1,000, isn't it, or something?
Pretty sure it is.
It's 1,000, and we have to spend. It has to be worth at least 1,000.
So I'll give you 20 platinum.
Thank you.
Give me your 100 gold.
Are we all splitting this equally? So
not
if
much
so,
right
I
now.
can cover
I
Cass's
can give you more later.
fair
Sure, we'll
share.
wait a bit more later.
Cass, how about
800.
I give your share of
All
this.
you don't have, you're muted.
Thank you.
So
I was saying I can just pay your share of this, Cass, for now. And
Okay,
you
then
can-
I owe you 280. Okay, thanks.
Let me just pay the full thing, so that you still have some gold on you.
I have
And-
45 gold on me. I'm fine. I can
So
still buy
firstly-
drinks.
Kellen, you would know that the magic shop, the Red Rose, isn't open.
I know.
So
I'm not-
late. So it would be
I'm not
tomorrow
going
morning.
I'm not going to the shop to buy. I'm going to the shop to catch up with my
Steal.
Kellen's. sometimes-
Steal a heart.
Yes, elven relationships are formed over many years. You
I
know.
can imagine Kellen coming with 1,000 gold pieces worth of flowers, roses.
These things
Oops.
take time. So
Hey.
it's probably easier if we go tomorrow morning, but for now, if you'll excuse me, I may go and just say hello.
Cass, I'm giving Kellen your 20 PP because it's easier for me to manage my character sheet that way, okay?
Okay.
So
Thank
Kellen,
you.
you make your way to the Red Rose to see if she's around. Also Melville. So are you the blonde guy from Princess Bride or the brown hair?
It's very
It
important.
depends, you know, it just changes it depends on who he's meeting.
Oh, that didn't work. Oh, no, there's a link in the Roll20 chat.
Oh,
Okay.
That
That's a nice scar.
mhm.
It's a very thoughtful discussion.
Oh yes, I'll go and see if Milani is there.
This is Nico, oder? Ignicio.
Inigo.
Yeah,
So
Inigo.
the shop is closed, Kellen,
Go around
Shocking.
back.
but there is going around back. You see like a window with light coming out.
Okay.
But you would have to like climb a fence to like see in the window or like knock or anything. It's on the
It-
ground floor.
You should do that. Just saying. Simple.
Do I have to, would I literally have to climb over a fence, or is the back garden gate?
Yes, there is a gate that you can open and go through.
Okay, I'll check this for there's no traps, shall we say?
Sure, make me a perception check.
I just thought that might be helpful, just because oh no, not that one. Perception. Oh yeah, perception. Hopefully that works. Yeah, cool. Don't know why I get 2 numbers. Okay.
The back garden gate doesn't look to be trapped.
Okay. Well, I'll open the back garden gate, go and knock on the door, and say, Leilani, are you free?
You hear from inside kind of oh, and then there's like sort of something shattering, it seems. Like some glass.
Oh no. Damn, I don't have mend. Can I quickly just change my...
Then there's some rummaging around, and she opens the back door. She's wearing kind of work clothes, it seems. She's almost wearing like a cooking, what is it called?
An apron.
Apron, exactly that. And kind of a band. She has her hair like bound back.
I have 3 red roses prepared from Drewcraft.
Oh, that's nice.
Um,
You see, she's the back room is some kind of like laboratory and stuff. There you see some stuff cooking, some like pestle and mortar, and like a cupboard with some kind of herbs or maybe chemicals even.
I look quite abashed and say, I'm so sorry to disturb you, surprise you. I hope that wasn't something expensive.
No, it's fine. And you see with her foot, she kind of kicks away some like glass shards.
Oh,
I really wasn't expecting anyone.
well, we've been on a fairly long journey. I just thought I ought to catch up.
Yes, I've heard you had, quite a fight far away from here. Come in, and she kind of,
No, sure.
waves you in. And she kind of takes a little chemical, looking like, how's it called? A
jar,
vase thingy, yes.
Yes.
That would normally be used for like making potions or something. Put some water in. Takes the roses. Thank you very much.
My
Puts it on
pleasure.
a shelf.
And we'll have a, I don't know, genteel chat, as elves do, I guess,
Of course. She's
Or as
obviously
everyone else shouts.
make me a charisma check
Oh no. I'm in
for
trouble.
general chatting.
I'm so much trouble now. Is it against a just okay? Charisma. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. It is what it ain't.
Yeah, she's not like mean or anything. It's just it seems she's in her work. She's working on some potions. It seems.
Sure. I take a long-term view of this. You should have some highs and you have some lows. And
Yeah.
Every little helps.
She's
Yeah, elves should get
mostly
married at 300.
concerned about the dragon, obviously,
Yes.
and the people.
Yeah. I basically just have chat, catch up, tell her the news, answer her questions, things like this.
Okay. Anything specific or just generally catching up?
Just generally, I don't need to push. I want to try and allay her fears. I was saying we're trying to, we will deal with this. That sort of thing. Keep safe. Yeah.
Yeah, she's working on healing potions mostly. Last couple of days she's been working a lot, she seems happy to take a little break. It's like 10 in the evening, and she's still like working stuff. She seems, a little to a little sleep maybe, like in the last couple of weeks or something.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, you catch up.
Sure. One thing I should have done bringing wine, but they don't have any. But there we go.
Also, she's very excited to tell you that she now finally has a magical longbow in her shop that, Asher asked her to reserve for.
I did
for
a long
purchase.
time ago.
I'm sure
Yes.
he's very, very pleased to hear it. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else people want to do before the next day?
Yep. I will cast Sending to Thaddeus Kadumas.
Mm-hmm.
And after several attempts, I crossed it down to 25 words.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, I'm with Onyx Watch. We let
Me, Onyx Watch.
yeah, pretty much.
Arian.
With Onyx Watch, we led Frog Island mission to success. Be aware, Bob of Watchdogs will come by and collect on behalf of us 5. Yeah, that's 25 words.
Such poetry.
Yes.
It's a haiku. That'd be
He
an
does
awesome
what he
spell,
can.
by the way. Imagine a spell where you can only send messages in haikus. That would be wonderful.
Or memes. I don't know.
So you get back from Thaddeus. Yes, I've been informed of your accomplishments.
Ah.
Your
I thought he was informed that someone's gonna pick up the.
your money is here waiting for you, or this Bob.
If he could see me, he would see me do a thumbs up.
Okay.
You don't get to send a short GIF. That's with the audio. But otherwise.
Yeah, an emoji. I would like to send an emoji back.
You
Yes,
can
so
use your reaction to send an emoji.
you go to sleep.
No, wait, I wanted to do
Wait.
something.
Oh, more things. Okay. So, Asher, are you done for the day?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to bring up, do we know what we're gonna do today? It seemed like we had several options. I just wanted to throw that out.
Tomorrow, I mean?
Before it's tomorrow morning and we need half the day to decide what we're gonna do.
No. Why don't we go to the bar and have a drink and we can discuss it there? Why don't you go to the bar? To the
Agreed.
Smoking Dwarf.
Sure. Oh, not our bar. We go out?
Yeah, I want to try something. I have a new mutagen that I actually created and I want to see how it works on other people.
Yes.
Just us two,
It's really cool. It's really cool. You're gonna see. It's really cool.
I understood you're gonna shoot people with a mutagen.
No, it's for myself. It's always for myself.
Melville needs some me time, so you can all feel free to go.
No
Are you sure, Melvin?
Yes, I need to be alone.
Okay. Sorry to hear
Deep,
that.
dark, dirty secrets.
Okay, so some of you go to the Smoking Dwarf.
And I shoot myself with a mutagen before I walk in.
Okay, a bar that incidentally looks exactly the same as your OQ bar. So here you are.
Cool.
There are still some people, but all the windows have been like closed shut with thick carpets. No, drapes. Curtains. That's the word. Yes.
So it's the 3 of us?
Yeah.
4 of us.
Callan went to the shop, no?
Yeah, it's just us 3.
Okay, there are like, it's a bit reminiscent of the olden days where there were less people and it was more rowdier. Except that it isn't rowdier, it's just less people.
Okay.
There's like 5 or 6 other people in the whole bar.
Okay.
None of which you recognize.
Okay. Who's working at the bar? Do I recognize?
The same woman. Her you recognize, yes. It's, Daisy? No.
Molly? I don't
Molly. Yeah, let's go with Molly.
Remember. I don't remember.
She's behind the counter cleaning some glasses at the moment. And kind of
Okay.
nods at you as you enter.
I nod back. Let's take a table.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
There are plenty of free tables.
You guys want some bourbon?
Is the bourbon good here?
Of course.
Is bourbon good? Full stop.
Ever? Watch out.
Asher,
I don't
you.
think I've tried it.
Yes, you have. You haven't?
Did I?
I don't know. I'll get some. I'll get
I'll
around.
try it.
You get some bourbon.
Mhm. And I ask her if she has anything from, I forget his name, Kyrus.
She kind of nods and leaves
Okay.
for a bit.
I'll get back to the table. I'll set the glasses down. Do you guys see anything? Do you guys see a difference?
You
What
smell
the-
funny.
Oh,
Why do I smell funny?
Was it perfume?
need a
don't-
bath.
No.
They change.
Oh, I look more alluring. I look better. I'm not as scary. I should at least.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
why don't you
like-
describe
it's
us what the difference we see?
So my voice gets more like soft. So my voice gets softer and kind of more, has more like a purr sound to it. And my skin and my skin kind of gets more like shiny or something. I don't know.
You know when you say you're with a group of long-time friends, you go, and I'm looking so much beautiful now. And they go, mm-hmm, uh-huh.
Like, yeah, the guys would never notice a new haircut, right? It's-
I'm just describing meta, what you guys see.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
sure.
saying this is not what I'm doing in the bar.
I
That's not what
understand.
Cass
I
would do.
I guess
Cass
Warner
is
is a bit
radiant.
Exactly.
Warner is a bit off-put by it. He's like, why are you purring?
And I got a rumble, like a little more, not purple.
Cass is radiant.
Ash is also kind of thrown off and is thinking that he usually is far away when stuff goes down, so he doesn't see her face that often. She's always with the back in front of him fighting. Well, okay, there's downtime.
Yeah. Okay.
But
It's
I don't
like
know.
we're always in fight.
Yeah.
Is it off-putting? Like I haven't tried it out before. It's just something new. It should help me. Like
With what?
well, with talking with people, because I'm not good with talking to people. So maybe this is less scary. I don't know. No.
So you
Okay.
can guarantee a good conversation.
We could experiment.
Yeah.
Warner gets up, finds the first drunk he finds,
Patron?
and is like, "Hey, she said she wants to buy you a drink," and then leaves.
Kind of a human that's kind of, alone sulking in on one of the tables.
Okay. I'll walk
And then
over.
just sits back and is like,
I'll just walk over. I turn
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chair around and I sit on the chair.
Looks very surprised. He's kind of, like leans back a bit.
You sit down Riker style.
Yeah. Okay. Hi there.
You wanted to talk to me?
Sure. Yeah. Want a brandy?
Of course. Not gonna say no to, alcohol.
So a dragon, huh?
Yeah. A dragon.
Did you see it yet?
Nope. And hopefully I never will.
Do you know somebody that has encountered it?
No. I have a cousin who has some friends that knew people from Black Belt, but I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks.
Okay. So they're here, those So your cousin is here? No.
Yeah, he's in the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So
oh, how you doing?
That was gonna be my line if I ever was gonna.
Damn it! It's taken now.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. Maybe.
Cass is like, yeah, good. And you?
Good. I haven't been here in in this tavern a lot, to be honest. Are you come here often?
Frequent? Yeah. This is kind of my place I hang out. Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
That's cool.
So I tell
Sign-
Molly a brandy, please, for him.
So actually, Vornar is coming with the brandies.
Okay, cool.
Side note, he has prestidigitated them to be extremely spicy, and then leaves.
They look spicy, or you can make them spicy.
I can change their flavor, so.
Oh, no.
I smell it and I'm like, why brandy for me? Okay. For sure.
That's just not something that should touch. I don't like it, to be honest.
You don't like brandy?
I haven't really had brandy before. Seems very, tax your throat.
Well, I'll take a sip. Oh,
I'm more of an ale guy. That makes sense.
Oh, well, ale's kind of boring. I take a sip of the brandy and I just kind of like act as if nothing, like it's just everything's fine. Mental note. Tell Vornar off.
Okay, there is Molly kind of making the rounds, coming by the table like, is everything okay?
Sure.
Okay, she kind of, pats your shoulder. She does give you a note, very stealthily. Like
Okay.
a folded piece of paper.
Okay. I put it into my pocket.
Okay.
I don't know, I was gonna ask the guy something, then I need to do like persuasion, but I don't know what to ask him.
He
Tell me
doesn't
your
seem like
secrets.
I would ask him to leave with me, so I don't know what to ask him. I
I
don't
wish I
know.
had telepathic bond.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I just talked to him.
Okay, there's a little bit of awkward conversation.
Is it less
Interesting.
awkward than usual when I talk to people?
Not killing them,
Seems a bit, less intimidated, maybe.
Okay.
Is it a tete-a-tete, or are Vornar and myself at the same table?
No.
I head over one
Okay.
table. Yeah. And then I just kind of say bye and I head over back to our table. Did that seem like it went well? Did it?
Cool.
Did he seem not so scared or no?
I wasn't looking.
Okay. Bloody hell.
Asher and I were chatting about really interesting stuff. We made a whole plan for tomorrow.
Yeah, just gonna need to suggest it to the other ones.
What is?
What's the plan?
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Okay,
Small talk.
so you end your short little excursion to the smoking dwarf and go to sleep.
Okay, I guess we are. Yes,
I mean,
boss.
it's been like an hour and we just did nothing.
Okay.
It's fair.
So you return home, you return to OQ and notice that Melville's not there.
Not
Oh.
there, as in left. Okay.
Melville's got something far more interesting to be doing.
That's
Also, Cass,
odd.
are you reading your note?
Yes.
Okay, let's try this.
Hit enter.
Damn it didn't work, I think. Did it work? I don't know.
I see something.
Okay, that's just what the note says. But I don't know if everyone else can see it.
I didn't see anything.
Oh.
Okay, that kind of worked, but it looks funny. Maybe the brackets.
It's on a handout or something.
Okay.
Should we look for him?
I will cast sending with
I
the
mean,
recipient.
would he have done something before we do that though?
Sorry? No, he just went for a walk. Nothing
we don't
exciting.
know.
Okay.
I mean, he can always send.
There's a guilty conscience.
You didn't leave any notes, obvious notes or something, right?
No, that's not really like Melville. He likes
And-
making people worry.
And you closed the door properly and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
maybe.
assume we have more than one key.
Yes.
Yeah, this
yes,
whole
you do.
concept of the magic thing.
Or maybe it's below the, the mat at the bottom.
Yeah, the
where we
doormat
usually
that
put the
says,
key.
That's
Very
perfect.
useful.
Okay, I'll don't send a message. Maybe, yeah, it doesn't look like this. It's not disturbing yet, I guess.
We should wait 48 hours, is what you're saying?
Well, at least 1 hour.
Okay, well, maybe he went for a walk. Let's wait a bit. And... Yeah. But yeah, okay, is Kellen back, by the way?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll say
Kellen's
yes.
back. Should we make a plan? I think we should wake up very early, make the most of the day.
What are you thinking of doing?
Well, you have to
I'll
get
come
your
back.
thing.
Yeah, I'll mention. Lolani says your bow is in store, Asher.
Oh yeah, the one I ordered a long time ago. I don't think I'm gonna be needing it anymore, actually. But
You paid for it, I think, no?
yeah, I did a down payment, and I'm
Oh, yes, that's true.
happy with her keeping it. But thanks for reminding me. I think if you go by, I'll accompany you and see what's what, and maybe she can just have it for reselling. I hope that's not a problem. But I'll come with you.
I wouldn't mind going just to see if there's anything new in store.
Sure.
And but let's try not to take too long because we want to head out into the wastelands as soon as possible, and then we want to return as well as soon as possible, right?
Well, I'm kind of wondering if, since it would be good for Kellen to scry, and it would be good to talk to these people from Black Belt before we head out, just to gather enough information or more information. I'm wondering if we should do that tomorrow. Kind of.
I was also kind of playing with the thought, spending tomorrow with things to do here. Also, I mean, if we go there, it's a pretty high probability that we don't make it back for dinner.
You think?
But
Yes.
I mean, we don't know the future, of course, but
Or you just
mean-
don't make it. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That might
Okay,
be
that's
fine.
fair. So
I mean,
then
like,
we
go buy the stuff, do scrying, talk to the people of the folk that have been attacked. Maybe we get some information there. I don't know, some other stuff, and then the next day we go. That would be my suggestion. But if you guys really want to go tomorrow, I'm up for that.
I mean, that is a good point.
I think we best today doing a day of preparation.
Okay.
Um,
By the way, while we're on that note, Kellen, can you please not, like, we've all agreed of what we're going to say about what happened with that dragon, escaping and all.
I haven't said anything yet.
Can you just stick to that story, please? Because, like, you've been saying things to Darkmoor that we had to kind of stop you from saying. It escaped while we were there, and
to not tell her the truth.
I
What
mean,
was
we are
that?
saying the truth. The dragon escaped because of the actions of those witches, which is entirely true, right? There's just a little step we forgot there, but that's fine, right?
I don't tell lies very well.
Well,
But
then just
anyway-
don't speak in that moment, maybe.
Yeah, at least just
Like, I don't tell lies either well, so I just don't speak. And the people that fib or go around the truth, I let them talk in that moment.
The thing is, she has enough experience to understand, probably, and to understand when you're not quite being truthful with her. Even lies of omission. I think you would be better to come clean to her
There's a
to
lot
be
of
anything
assumptions
less-
there, honestly.
Well, the thing is, to be anything less with her is to not be respectful.
She didn't even ask anything.
She didn't, but that's not the way with elves.
So if she doesn't ask, then there's no mission either.
I could argue that this is not the right approach. It's
Well,
an unwise decision.
well, the issue is that she's a council member, and we told the council, we told General Uzur one thing, and then if we go ahead and then just like that speak to her, and are saying a different story, those two stories are going to clash. So we need to. I mean, I'm not up for lying to Darkmoor either, but then we just don't say anything about it, right? I mean, I did tell her what happened. It's not that I didn't. So,
Well, be it as you may, it sits uncomfortably with me. But
yes,
sure.
but we agreed on something, and that's
Okay.
why back then
Right.
we told a specific story.
Well, stories can be changed, but if that's the way you wish to play it, then fine.
I mean, that's a fair point. What you're making is just you didn't make it when we agreed on what we were going to say, and then we say that.
I think I may have been a bit distracted at the time.
Okay. So my main concern is like if we had told the truth from the beginning, that would have been we could have turned that argumentation into, say, our favor. But saying one thing and changing it and would be even worse, I think.
Yes.
And I think it would put Darkmoor in a difficult situation if she realized that we told the council something when we're telling her something else, because then she will either have to lie to the council or she will have to out us, and both are not comfortable situations for her, I think. So I do think she suspects something as well, but I think that she's okay leaving it at a non-said thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not the best person at telling a story. And
Well, I think with them we just got to deal with our shit, basically.
that's what we're doing.
I mean, if the shoe drops, let's deal with it. But
I
maybe
think that this is
Yeah.
probably the hardest thing we'll have to deal with. I mean, the Queen was pretty tough, but I think this could potentially be something that, well, threatens my soul.
It is worrisome, but something needs to be done, right?
Yes, I know.
and let's focus on cleaning it up. Let's put the energy there for the moment.
Yeah. So I reckon though, are we on today? Are we on the morning after we discussed this in the morning?
Up to you.
Sure. in the
Well, I
morning.
think it's still
No,
evening.
I
Where's
think we're still
Melville?
we're still
okay.
figuring out what to do tomorrow, right? Or
Well,
at
but
least halfway, so that Melville can say that's good for him or not.
Does
So
he-
Melville, you're back?
What time is it?
Yes.
Well, I would
It's
reckon
like
at least 11.
midnight and you're back.
If you want to be back, that is.
I want to like stretch it out. They probably go to bed and then Melville comes home. Like,
Okay, that's fine too.
Okay, so why don't we talk about what we're doing tomorrow morning when Melville
Yeah.
is here?
Let's finish it when we are all together.
Okay, so roll that forward into the morning.
Okay,
Early morning.
you all go to sleep.
Yep.
Sleep through the night. It's a bit quieter than normal because there's
Yes,
no people
no-
outside.
Nothing
Also,
attacking us. There's nothing creeping by trying to kill us.
nope.
It's awesome.
Whatever.
Melville,
you hear the door open and then Melville stumble in, and I mean, who's got the highest passive perception?
Callan, I
My-
think.
Alan.
Mine is 19.
Or
Wow.
sure, wow, that is high. Also, Melville, it's very dark because there are no lights in the city at night.
And
Just
you carry a
Fun,
torch.
fun fact.
If you carry
Melville
a
remember to
torch,
bring a torch.
then you're going to get jumped on.
There are, yeah, if you're carrying a torch, there are like a couple guards who are very quickly gonna tell you to put it out immediately.
You
Oh.
get someone
Oh shit!
does
Of
a
course.
cantrip,
Sorry.
create water. Yeah.
Side note
Torch
before
makes water
bed.
of your torch. You get doused with 2 gallons of water.
Yes,
Before
it's
bed,
true.
Vornar is gonna cast a magic mouth on our entrance bell for it to do the thing that I've mentioned before.
Yes, so you all go to sleep, and then Melville's come back. You hear like a voice from downstairs. Melville has entered the building.
So to be clear, I only set it up for people that are not us, nor the watchdogs, because I don't want this to go on all the time.
Okay,
So-
you hear a second voice. Never mind.
All right.
Still have to work out the kinks, you
I
know.
love created NPCs. You've just given Nico an NPC. Awesome.
And technically, it is Vornar's voice because it's a recording, but obviously he uses that. He tries to change his voice.
That's my impression of Ornar. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no. But he would
Can
try
we-
and speak like this.
Exactly.
Can we use it to make triggered jokes?
No.
I thought that was your
It's
whole purpose in the group.
I should learn that spell. Leave jokes everywhere.
at 14th level, you could take Magic Mouth as a magical secret. You know?
That would be.
Yeah,
spent.
well, I'm done with the bard levels.
Oh, then you know, wizard maybe.
Yeah.
So you all sleep.
Yep.
And arise the next morning. What do you do?
Breakfast.
Meet up in your little.
I look out the window. How's the weather?
It's overcast,
Oh,
but
that's
not
perfect.
raining.
Reflects my mood.
Yes. The
all
sun
need a
shines
breakfast.
through the clouds a bit, but not, you know, just gray skies.
We all meet at breakfast.
Yes.
And Melville, I guess you got back late.
Mhm.
You okay?
I needed some air.
All right.
What's wrong? Want to talk?
Is it girlfriend problems or is it dragon problems?
I give Callan a look.
Oh, the girlfriend is dragon.
I look, the communicates, I don't want to talk about it. And I continue to play with my beans.
Did you say you don't want to talk about it? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. So I give a look to Callan that I don't want to talk about it. And I unfob Cassandra's offer off.
Okay.
So see, they're brooding in the corner playing with his beans and not eating them.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Well, we discussed a bit what we would do today, and some people suggested that we spend the day preparing for going tomorrow to the wasteland and do things like getting some scrying done, some shopping for magic items maybe, and then we have that dinner tonight.
yes.
And I'd like to talk to those 10 people from Black Belt.
Oh yes.
Or I don't want to talk to all of them, probably, but a few.
Yeah, let's see if we can find out something.
Varno, does the telepathic bond, does it last all day?
No, it's an hour,
Doesn't it? Oh,
but I
Shall
can
we
recast
go
it.
do our various jobs and then meet up in the Silver Swan for dinner?
No, dinner is after lunch. Okay.
Lunch, sorry, I meant this lunch.
Does that work for everyone? This plan, by the way. Everybody's good. with
Xander,
this?
can I join you?
For sure, always.
Seeing as I guess it was.
I'd go to Lelane's shop retrieve scrying ball, bring it back here, and then see what I can see.
I'll actually, why don't we just like meet right before we go for dinner instead of meeting sooner? I might like stay at the estate and maybe I can help out with teaching them some stuff, helping them get stronger or something, since I'm good at that. At least something I'm good at. So.
Okay. Anything else we want to do today?
Maybe descrying on the Blue Lagoon, and possibly the dragon. I'm not sure if that's possible, Kellen, but if it is, it might be.
Well, we ought to give it a go.
How many times can you scry?
2.
Twice. So we're going to try the Blue Lagoon.
So what is the Blue Lagoon? Sorry.
There are those adventurers that gave us the map that led us to where the dragon was trapped.
Oh, yes. Okay, we weren't sure.
They were the bastards.
Or,
Yes.
Yeah.
or
You've
even-
actually only met them at the ball. Only Asher met the one another time.
But he was part of the Blue Lagoon also at the ball, right? He was there.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So one's the Blue Lagoon and one's try and scry out the dragon. That's
Oh no, wait, Mikdal, we figured out he can just resist it. He can choose to resist it, so there's no point in scrying on the dragon. We figured that out. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, we thought we'd try again. We weren't entirely sure, but yeah.
Okay.
No, we did. No, that's true. We did kind of realize, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see, because the Blue Lagoon, there's several members, so maybe it won't work on the first one. Maybe we'll
Yeah. Try another one. That's a good idea. If that's okay,
yeah.
Kellen.
But that's a good point. You know, we could even... Didn't some of the hags escape? Did somebody escape?
No, they were all dead.
It'd be good if we could... It's true that if we could find out who wanted this dragon freed.
Yes.
I think
Just
it's
to-
that flying devil thing.
They might know.
Not
Well,
very sure.
They might have just been showing up.
I'm not entirely sure I want to go scry that.
What?
The flying devil thing that chased us.
I wouldn't.
Hmm.
It's not a good idea.
Why not?
Because it's a devil, right? It might be able to then, I don't know, follow something, or and it's probably not going to be able to talk to you. I don't think they speak common. I don't know.
You mean with scrying, we wouldn't be talking to them anyway. But
Oh, that's true. You're right.
they can't see anything when we're looking at them, can they?
Well, I wouldn't know that. Kellen might know.
I don't know either.
Devils sometimes can see through things, so
Okay.
I don't know how. Was it an Arrhenius? What was it called? A succubus? No,
Arrhenius.
Arrhenius. Yes.
So you have encountered a succubus as well.
Yeah, I know. I know that
Scry
very
her.
well. That's still on my to-do list.
We could scry on her too, at some point.
I have. Well, maybe we should do it again. Yeah. Oh, we need to know who wanted this dragon out.
So what else can we do? So we have magic shop, we have Darkmoor's estate,
Scrying.
scrying.
You know what? In how long will you make it to the estate? Cass? You going straight away, or?
Yeah.
If
How
I do
long does
tele-
it? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, if I do telepathic bond, maybe you can check whether it will be an option to scry with her thingy as well, just because then we can do a few more. Well, one more at least.
Does it? I don't know enough about it, but is it?
Bless you.
Is it the person? It is. I think it's.
I think it's creature. Are you asking about the scrying?
No, I think it's the person, or is it the person scrying against a creature?
It depends.
What's the question? If you can scry,
Basically, if 3 people scry a particular creature, if it basically stops the scry from one person, can the other 2 still try?
I don't see why not. They're just
If it's a different
eyes.
person casting the scry, sure.
Okay, because if I then try to do it another 2 times, for instance, because the scry failed the first time round,
Hmm.
it would not work the second time round because it would be me casting it.
Yes, if it's on the same creature, then yes.
So that would be a good thing. I think I put 1 scry into the ring of spell storing. I try a scry myself, and then Lady Dartmoor tries the 3rd. And they say 3 is a good number.
She's never seen the dragon.
Well, 3 is a good number, and they say 3rd time lucky. So
Yes,
hopefully,
but Kellen, she's never seen the dragon, so the scrying is. I don't think she. I don't know how this works, but she hasn't ever seen the dragon, so it might be that it doesn't work.
Presumably.
But did she hasn't seen the dragon?
no one's asked her.
She told us she hasn't seen the dragon.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
but
of course.
Any of us can scry with her glass ball, no?
Yes.
I mean, that's what we did yesterday.
Yes.
Day before, yeah.
Yes.
But only I and she can scry, unless there is a copy of the scry in the ring of spell storing.
What?
I
Through
mean,
her.
I feel like we can cross that bridge when we get to it. How many times you can actually scry?
Also,
Okay.
Asher asks, and if we do this scry, do we then know where the creature is?
Yeah, that's the other thing. You'll see it.
I know
Not
Asher.
necessarily.
Asher doesn't know.
Yeah.
No, you just see
Maybe-
the surroundings. If it's underground, you just know it's in a cave or whatever it is.
Yes.
Right?
If you're lucky, it holds open a map with like a big red X. You know?
But maybe it's trying to fake where it's at, you know? The X might be somewhere else than where it's really
That's
at. Or maybe it's flying literally right above Alfore and we'll recognize something from Alfore. But then we would know it's here. So.
Critical Role does it where it zooms from the sky all the way
Yeah,
close,
it's
and then
cool.
you see the whole city and stuff. But that's a bit too much, I think. Anyway,
That's really
Flavor,
cool.
yeah.
I
yeah.
like that. Makes stuff so much easier.
It's too powerful. Then that's the thing.
Well, it's a
Anyway.
5th level spell.
So what are you doing?
Okay.
Okay, so
I
I'll
feel
quickly
like
do
there should be less talk about scrying and more scrying.
actual scry.
Yes.
Telepathic bond. Boom, 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 boom. And,
Okay, telepathic bond.
Now, so I just tell Cass and Melville, if scrying is an option there, just let us know
Sure.
within the hour, please. Oh, you know what? I'll put Sora on your shoulder.
Right, I'll go and get a scrying ball.
She'll tag along.
Yellow
and green.
Want to come along and
Yeah, I'm torn. I wanted to go by Darkmoor's estate and the shop, but I guess we got it covered with Cass and Melville, so I'll accompany you to the shop and let's see what's what.
Okay.
If there's anything, Cass, tell Sora to find me.
So I'm handing over my 30 pp plus what was that?
I gave you 40 PPs.
You gave
I don't want to keep saying this word. Platinum. 40 platinum.
Okay.
PP.
Yes.
I put in 20 or 200 gold
20.
pieces.
Sorry about the background noise.
So you have 800 platinum that you received from us, 3 to be specific.
800. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. That's nice. It means I don't have to blow it all.
So, who's going to the Red Rose?
That's the shop, right?
Yes. Asher, Voronar, and Kellen. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you go there. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this first, right?
Okay.
The shop is open. You there aren't any other people inside. When you go in, the little bell goes off on the door. You see Leilani is kind of asleep at the counter and kind of, shakes awake when you get in.
So,
Oh, you guys! I know you guys.
well,
Short night.
you didn't get
Day.
quite the sleep I was hoping you would.
Yeah, I really wanted to finish, my work, and it took a bit longer than I expected. So where's everyone else?
Well, we've got a bit of preparation to do.
They're running errands.
Yes. So part of the preparation is just come and see you for something. We've looking for a scrying ball or some item that I can use for scrying, please.
Yeah, we have. Do you have anything in mind?
Well, I've seen an actual crystal ball. I've seen someone use a sort of tiara type thing with a large gem in the middle.
I have like a font, like a small fountain thing with water in it. Seeing the water kind of thing.
I would like something that the water doesn't slop out of. It sounds a bit wet.
Well, if you don't move it, it's not gonna.
I will take it with me. Is the water special, or is it just water?
Nothing special, but for the for the scrying focus, it needs something to be viewed. In the crystal ball or maybe in a mirror.
Okay.
Needs kind of a surface or in a flat
creating water
space of water, for example. But it still needs
a liquid.
The worth. Not a liquid per se. A mirror doesn't have a liquid, or a crystal ball doesn't have either.
Okay.
But it needs kind of a surface in which to see it.
Do you either have some sort of mirror that I can stand up and look through, or is there something else you have other than a font?
I have a crystal ball.
Yes, please. I know it's a bit of a catchphrase, but yes, please.
You don't have to necessarily make it a ball if it's like a roundish surface. That would be enough. I've had asked people for a crystal skull, for example, that they look in. Very broody, but nature's own, I suppose.
Just need it today or preferably now, please. So my options are either a font or a crystal ball. Is that correct?
Yes, I could, arrange a mirror of some sort, but it would be quite large and it would take a couple days.
All right, I'll go with the crystal ball. We need this today, please.
Okay. She disappears behind the counter and reemerges with 2 crystal balls. One is just normal crystal ball. The other is dark blue.
The blue one. Whatever.
And it will cost you 1,000 gold.
Sure. Well, I understand it needs something at least that value to make use of.
Yes.
That spell. I'll just go for the clear one. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, of course. Now, it is very important that when you leave the crystal ball unattended, then you drape something over it, like a cloth of some kind.
Kellen takes his backpack off that's not been much used, and I'll say, look, go in here.
Yes, that will do. But just if you leave it, at home on a table or something, it should be covered by something.
It will come with us. As I pick up the ball and put it into the bag, and my arms disappear into the bag. And she goes, oh.
Oh, that is, quite handy.
But I mean, at that price, surely you could spare an extra cloth complimentary.
Yeah, of course. And she kind of rummages around. There's like a reddish cloth thing. If you want.
If ever we need to put it on the table, or not.
Sure. But
And we run out of bags.
a
Yes,
cloth is
yes.
needed because someone might use it as a focus or something.
Oh no, it's just a crystal ball. It is essentially a huge lens, and if sun hits it, it might burn down your house.
Oh. I think it would be always in this bag when I'm not using it.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But thank you. I didn't understand before.
Of course. Yeah, there have been some great wizards who, lost their tower just because they left their crystal ball unattended by a window.
It's a shame.
They could teleport and, mend the fabric of reality, but the ball did them in at the end.
And they just blame the apprentice.
Yes.
Is there no emergency response unit that hastes to your place when there's a fire?
Like people that fight fires?
Yeah,
I've
wouldn't
never heard
that
of
be
such
an
a thing.
idea?
You
Maybe
know,
someone comes up one day with that.
Sounds
we
like
could
a
have a magic
reverse
mouse
dragon.
set up
No.
in our house that basically shouts, "Fire!
Pedo,
Fire!"
pedo.
Yeah. I mean, a wizard's tower should have something like this, right?
Yeah, would be a good
Amateurs.
idea.
Leilani, do you have anything new in storage that could be interesting to us?
Not really, I'm afraid. Most of the things. There have been some other groups that have, bought some stuff from me
Ooh.
in the past.
Ooh. I thought we were your only customers. No, I'm kidding.
No. Luckily, not.
Not the Blue Lagoon, right?
No. Don't think so. Blue Lagoon? No, I haven't heard of it.
No spell scrolls of interest?
No new ones. No.
I don't think I've actually looked at your spell scrolls when I had the ability to, or did I? Maybe I did. Anyway, do you have any ritual spells?
No.
Okay. So, Asher, you had some business as well?
Yes. I heard that one of the items that I told you last time I was looking for, you were
Yes,
able
your
to
longbow.
obtain it?
Yes, and she brings out a very pretty wooden longbow.
What kind of longbow is it, if I might ask? I don't remember what I gave.
It's
What
just
kind of order I gave?
+1 longbow.
Nice. So by now I do have some pretty longbows myself, and actually, if you wanna sell it to someone else, you don't need to hold it anymore for me. I don't hope that is a problem.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, she puts it back.
You can keep the down payment as a sign of, I don't know. You can just keep it.
Are you
That's
sure?
what down payments are for anyway.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, money is not important to me.
That's nice to hear from a store owner.
I mean, if you were going to return it, I'll take it.
No, what's done is done.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's an investment in future purchases.
Yes, exactly. Well, I'm always happy, if you guys come around.
We'll for sure come by at another time.
Was she
Yes,
looking at Kellen when she said that? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, well, I'm closing early today, actually. So,
What's
good
the
that you
occasion?
came early. Oh, no, nothing special. Just, have a sibling here in the town that I'm going to meet. I have to finish some work. That's all.
Been burning the midnight oil a bit too long.
Yes, and maybe sleep if I'm lucky.
Very well. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.
So the other people, what are you guys doing?
We're going up to the Darkmoor estate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You walk up there. Looks as always. There are people like in the gardens training. It seems. There is Bryn kind of looking over it. The people they have, they're holding wooden swords like before, kind of fighting with each other. There are others, like three or about three of them are kind of running in around a portion of the gardens. They're all very exhausted and sweaty looking.
Okay. Can we get in? Can I like wave at Brim that he can let us in or something?
Yeah, it takes a minute or something, but then he spots you, kind of hurries over to you, opens the gates. You're a bit early.
Yeah, we thought maybe if it would be possible to have a chat, maybe with one or two or a couple of the survivors, and yeah, just to maybe gather some more information.
Yes, that'd be acceptable, of course.
And I mean, if you like, I can give you a hand with teaching them after a bit, with the sword and all, since I'm fairly good with it.
Have any of them fainted? Any more of them fainted or collapsed?
No incidents since you've been released. But we've been a bit more careful.
It's good.
Yes, that's true. Kind of turns around, Maria, and one of them, kind of a short-haired girl, turns around, come here, and she kind of jogs over. Stops. What should I do? Bryn's kind of this is Cass, and
Melville,
yes, exactly.
Would you mind telling us what happened that night, I guess?
Sure. Yeah. Bryn, well, I'm gonna let you do your thing. If you're done, Maria, rejoin the others, will you?
Thanks, Bryn.
And Bryn kind of leaves, looks to the other. What do you want to know?
Well, every detail counts. So if you don't mind, it's important.
Well,
It'll help us.
I was, woken up in the middle of the night. There was shouting and screaming. My parents woke me up and hurried me outside and told me to, run to the forests. I didn't really know what was going on.
Did you see anything?
Yes, there was a very large creature flying around. First, I didn't really, see what it was. It seemed like a black cloud moving very fast. And there was a lot of chaos. People screaming on the streets. I kind of lost my parents in the whole thing. This creature, it came down and encased some of the people, just didn't I don't know, breathed out some kind of black energy or something. And the people just kind of fell down. And there was kind of this, some of this darkness seemed to linger on the people laying around and spread all around them. And then they just kind of got up again as these kind of, black creatures.
So first that was so first they were affected by this type of breath thingy he had.
Yes, he didn't. It was a dragon, they say. It didn't stay or linger. It just came down, attacked, flew away, then came down, attacked, flew away.
And when the people stood back up again, what did they do? Did they just stand there or leave? Or?
Some of them just kind of walked away. Walking isn't the right word. It just kind of, hovered around. I don't know. Others started attacking other people, running around. I didn't really stay to watch. I took my little brother and we ran out into the forests.
Sounds awful.
Yes, that is true.
It's good you ran. Couldn't do anything else. I'm sorry you lost your parents. I couldn't find them.
And your brother?
Yeah, he's here in the city, but not here in the estate. He's he's commander with some merchant people, I think, who offered some places.
What's your intention now?
There were people in Black Belt fighting the dragon. And, they were buying precious time for the rest of us. And I feel like I need to, do something in return.
May I ask how old you are?
16.
It's about when I started. Makes sense.
Yes, I'm afraid I'm not, as gifted with the sword as I hoped I would be.
It's just practice. It's not a gift. Gift is the rest. Gift is the intuition. Gift is knowing when to fight and when not to, knowing when to run, or seeing between things, knowing when somebody's engulfed in darkness. The rest is just practice.
Yeah.
Or when to leave something be.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I can't go on without doing anything, I feel like. All my life, we've lived so near, so close to the wastelands, and it didn't really, I didn't really think about it. But now it's all I can think about.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Do you know how many survivors are there?
I think about 50 to 100 maybe.
How many people lived in the town?
About 600-700. I'm not quite
500.
Sure. Yeah. Well, no deaths no dead people have been confirmed. You know, they like went away. So it's really, very uncertain.
And the ones that were fighting, did they also get churned at some point? Do you know, or you don't know? Have you seen any of them
Maybe
here?
that there, some people getting back to Black Belt, and they say at least they didn't find anyone.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Melville, do you have another question for Maria?
No, that's all.
Thanks, Maria, and good practice fighting.
Yeah, thank you. And she kind of jogs back. So, anything else you want to do?
Nope. Be sad. Drink.
Is there a way I can? I'll ask Brim if there would be a possibility to, if Darkmoor's here, and if I could maybe scry again. Should allow me an exception, or maybe later this evening or something. If we could scry, we could also actually ask in the evening.
He kind of ponders for a bit. Let me go and see. And he kind of, hurries inside, comes back about 5 minutes later. Yes, she's here. And you can indeed scry if you wanted to.
Okay, I'll send the others a message, like a telepathic message, and I'll be like, we can scry. I could scry now. Shall I scry now? Shall I say that we do it later?
Oh, we actually just acquired the crystal ball on our end, but if you can scry once, then sure. What do you guys think? So we want to scry on the guy from the Blue Lagoon that gave the
Sure.
map.
I think that's good.
Anyone else?
One
Well, let's start with that, yeah?
Okay. Shall I scry on him first? And
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, if you remember, I did send him messages once and I didn't get an answer. So if he's still alive and we can see him, he choose not to answer them,
Okay.
which kind of makes it fishy, or it confirms that it's fishy. He giving us the map.
Yeah.
If you can see him, tell us, and then just keep describing what you see. What we could do actually is Asher could send another message while you're scrying, just to kind of see what's up, how he reacts.
Oh, that'd be cool. Be like, hey, we know where you're at. Blah, blah, you're doing this and that,
We could even say we're outside. Imagine if he's in the cave and we're like, we're outside the cave, and then he runs out, and then we see where he is.
Like, you mean you check his phone, who is calling and not picking up?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Melville, are you coming? Or are you gonna help them practice, or you're just gonna stand here?
I'll come.
I pat him on the shoulder. We'll fix it, and I'll walk in.
Okay. You get led to the scrying room by Bryn. You don't, see Darkmoor anywhere at the moment, at least.
Okay. I would like to describe that Blue Lagoon guy that I don't really. Was his name Marcelo? I don't remember. Anyway, I don't know which one. He's known to me, so.
You can cast. Sorry, Nikki, can cast scry?
No, but there's a scrying ball that you can scry that automatically can scry.
Can it? It's automatic scry. I thought she cast a spell to cast it.
Nope.
So the
It's
ball has.
Geralt.
Thank you. Oh yeah, Geralt of Trivia.
Sorry.
Geralt of Trivia?
Oh yes, I remember
really
now.
expensive ball that can cast
Geralt of Trivia?
Oh, that's just that's a Tox Machina thing of Geralt of boring trivia.
Okay, so the ball is a magic.
It's an item, yes.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
You do ask that every time, you know.
Oh,
I
You can
remember
scry
that
with
too.
it, but only once.
No, I've never
But
asked the
also,
question before.
everyone sees the scrying in the ball. Not only the person who scries on it.
Don't you have the choice?
Don't think so. Well, in the ball, everyone can see it at least.
You just see it in the actual ball.
Yes. On
They
normal
cast-
scrying, you also see it in the ball, but just only the one who's scrying.
Well, I'll say via the telephone one. Let us know how you get on.
Let's find this slippery bastard, Cass.
Yeah,
Okay.
important.
You go in the room. It's like a long hallway thing with like a half pillar made of stone, and on it, on a red cushion, is the scrying ball. It's a lot bigger than the one that Kellen bought, which you wouldn't know at the moment. But Kellen's would be like, is like a little smaller than head shaped, and this one is like, bowling ball and.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought mine was bowling ball size as well. Okay.
It's like, you can hold it in one hand like Shakespeare. It's kind of like that size.
Oh, I was envisaging something much bigger, but there we go. All right.
Are you satisfied?
Oh, you're scrying on Geralt.
Yes.
Vornar is going to switch side with Sora, actually.
Ooh, nice.
Hold on to Asher. Explain him why he's doing that as well.
Well, we are back in Oakville, aren't we?
Are we? I don't know. I'm assuming we're still in the shop.
Well, we won't be doing the
It's
scrying from the shop.
simultaneously, yes.
Yeah.
This is happening. So you're scrying on Geralt, right?
Yes.
Okay. You concentrate. Let me do some stuff. So you see in this big crystalline thing, a scene from above. It seems some kind of ramshackled tavern.
Mhm.
Where you see clearly Geralt. On his left side is a blue-robed woman, and on his right side is kind of a leaner-looking human, or maybe half-elf or something, with like a longbow or something on his back. And they're all talking and drinking something. Looks
Okay.
like alcohol.
Does the tab? Sorry. You go
Just
ahead.
going to ask if we recognize the other two as the Blue Lagoon folks.
Yes, they're obviously, they're the same three people you met at the ball.
Do I recognize the tavern?
Make me a history check.
Oh, I was gonna roll a real dice. I have them right here. I'm
Mel-
gonna say this. Sorry,
Okay.
what?
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna say this out loud, what I'm seeing, so that if Asher would want to actually do that.
I don't know. Should I?
Let's wait for now. Can Melville and Vornar also do history checks to recognize the tavern? If possible. Since we're seeing it as well.
I thought we were all in two different places.
Yeah, but I'm looking through Sora, so I can see it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, never mind.
Mm.
17.
S wings.
Sight is only 100 feet, or is it further? Oh no, you just can't. You know, that's fine. That's fine. Nope, you have no idea.
Okay. I'm gonna listen in to their conversation. To plug in my laptop.
I don't think that scrying is with hearing as well.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
And
it
it's
is.
10
It's
minutes.
clairvoyance where you pick.
Proper visual and audio. You don't get long, but yes, you do.
I mean, your scrying can be different. Just putting that out there.
Oh, okay. That's also true.
It's Nico's world.
Thank you.
Unless
for that.
Nick Grass improvised 10 minutes of dialogue.
Yeah.
If it's a standard scry,
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I'm not gonna act out the whole conversation.
Sadness.
Oh.
Put on 3 voices.
So fun talking to yourself.
You know, but not when other people are listening.
So what can we glean from
The
their
conversation in general, it's about them planning to go north.
just a curiosity, do they hear other conversations that are happening around them?
Well, let him first tell us
Sorry.
the conversation.
What else are they talking about? Oh my god.
The weather.
You know, they seem to be like in a phase of kind of holiday or chilling out. They don't really have like a super important job at the moment. Seems like from their conversation, they just finished something important and are on their way to prepare to do something else important.
Like orchestrating dragon attacks.
Okay.
Are their purses full or empty?
What,
They
was
seem,
Geralt a human?
they seem pretty well off. Yes. 10 minutes. So they could be. What else could they be talking about?
Just as a side note, I think at some point Vorna would propose, what if we had Asher send to Tanya, who's the woman, the leader? Because now we know for sure. I'm just wondering if we were actually trying to send to an imposter before, and now that we're actually know we are alive and all.
They would have responded, right? If it was an imposter, because Asher sent, I think, to Tanya and to him a message last time, and both did not respond, right, Asher?
Yes, I think I did not only send it to Geralt, but also to the leader of the Blue Lagoon, this Tanya gal. And I mean, it's not, I don't send it on site, so I send it to this Geralt guy. I don't think it can end at an imposter's end, the message. It's either him or he's dead, or not choosing not to respond, I believe.
Should we just try anyway? Or
But why don't you do sending now while we're watching them and see how they react to it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
maybe
let's do that.
they'll say something that they shouldn't.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna cast sending.
do you want to say something that's
I know what
just...
I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'll sending to this Geralt.
Okay. What
And
are you
I'll
sending to Geralt?
I'll
I like your
say
idea, Melville. I don't Sorry. Sorry.
I'll say, hear about the new tavern called Karma. There's no menu. You get what you deserve. That's it.
And then we watch for the shock on his face
Hey,
by the scribe.
So you see, Geralt is kind of, surprised, looking around. Then he kind of, it's kind of, looks a bit surprised and disturbed, and the other kind of ask him what's happening. And
Does he
he
look
kind of says,
concerned?
I think it's him again, sending stuff, and they all kind of laugh.
They're laughing at you, Asher. You should have told him to get out of the tavern, so he might know where it is.
Well, you told a joke, and they are laughing, so you know, that's the way.
It's not the kind of laugh I like.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, or no coasters. They're just mugs with like all you can see is, like, crossed like grains of some kinds as a symbol.
I also asked, do we ever hear a maid greeting customers with the name of the fine establishment, or is it a type of establishment where the scullery maid just takes orders and runs off and is gruff and horrible?
There's like a bell of people coming in, and then you hear a voice, welcome in the Golden Spoon, located miles west of Agoria.
Name.
Really?
No.
And is there also no indication from the patrons in there? I mean, like, they're not all orcs or all dwarves that would, I don't know.
You want tea?
Give us something.
It's like a normal ratio of
make
races.
me perception checks.
I mean, I'm not there. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Perception.
I'm suggest this over the telepathy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
would I get
and
an
I'm-
advantage because it's Sora actually? No, it's fine.
Well, I'll say Sora's kind of got bored and is kind
It's
of now
fine.
flying around the room.
No, I'm
Hey,
controlling
look at
Sora.
you!
No, you can only control it if you're within 100 feet. Otherwise, you're just kind of a passenger.
But I asked her to stay on Cass's shoulder.
Yes, and now she's bored and flying around.
Ah,
Give me
Cass.
big
And Sora doesn't really know to look into the orb. She's kind of staying with Cass, that's all.
Cass, tell Sora to look into the orb.
I'm like, Sora, come here.
Okay, I roll a disadvantage.
It's still a 25.
I don't know, like maybe you're overselling Sora's ability to identify the racial makeup of a tavern and know which geographical location this tavern would be.
Yeah, I'm the one
Well,
looking.
it's perception, yeah.
Cass, there is like general conversation around,
Mhm.
but it's more like about how people's days are going, and like trouble with the wife and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay. And there's not like a distinction of like a dialect or something we can hear out. Sound like Alfore,
Not
like Alforians,
with your perception, you don't really hear anything.
probably.
Melville, on the other hand,
Nice.
well, it's definitely nowhere in the country of Alfore, also nowhere in Marina, also not in Bel Air, because you've been there.
Oh, wow.
What if, just a thought, but what if they were asked to play a joke on us and they thought, oh, this map is leading to something that's going to be so silly and we're gonna laugh so much, because it didn't feel like an evil laughter to me. It's more like, they're just upset that we fooled them. But they don't
Well, they
actually
should explain
realize.
themselves. I mean,
What if we told them that what they did led to the escape of an ancient dragon?
Well, or maybe not even that, but the deaths of like hundreds of people. Like that would be more profound. That would probably be more profound at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, not more profound, but that's more like concrete.
yeah. I would say, let them know that the map led to the death of thousands.
If we say something like, are you aware that the map you gave us led to 3 towns of the Alfora region to be destroyed and lots of people die? We need to know where this map came from. Kind of a thing.
It would be actually kind of really nice to scry on them again and then and
Well,
then
it's still
say
going.
that and see the reaction. I don't know.
Well,
We're talking since a long
saying
time.
that the 10 minutes have run out now.
I don't know. How about we apprehend them, punch them a bunch of times, and intimidate them to answer the questions we pose? I like that
Yes.
approach more.
Yes,
I love that approach. We just need to find them first.
Find the buggers first. Yes.
I agree,
And so
but
there was nothing in this tavern, no sign, no distinguishable, nothing written anywhere in this tavern.
We don't.
Did we catch someone's name in the tavern?
Yes, Penelope.
Because we could
Um,
like message someone that's in the tavern because we might have heard their name.
Because
no names. You did see the symbol of a Pegasus, like
Okay.
above the thing, but no name. Also, you did overhear just before the 10 minutes stopped that Geralt suggested to go to Marina. No, not Marina, to Malang.
To where?
But Tanya said that would be a bad idea right now.
To go where? Sorry?
but that is not in the north,
Malang.
or maybe it is of them.
Wait, get the map.
Well, it's really west.
Yes, far west. They could be in Kapni, and then it would be north.
Yeah.
Or Tresset.
But who said they should go north? It was Tanya, right?
No, Geralt.
Yes.
Oh,
No, Tanya said go north, and then
Oh.
later Geralt said we could go to Malang, and then Tanya said no, that's
Okay.
dumb at the moment.
Malan. Malan. Okay, got it.
It's on
I
the western coast, like in the
Yeah.
middle.
I would like to cast locate receiver of sending spell.
Okay.
That
There's
is
a
the
little
spell we should
arrow
create.
like in Skyrim that points you.
I should shoot him, then I always know where he's at.
Start doing that, Nikki. Start shooting all the suspicious people that come across our path.
But the problem is the
Hopefully
moment I shoot one again and I do it again,
Oh.
I lose the old one. Yeah.
Just
I
can't
have
keep
to-
a database.
No, I can't, sadly. Sadly.
How about we go back to or did we do that already? Go to the city and talk to the authorities who hired them at one point, like the people at the ball. We've met them, or did we? I think we went there once and asked whether they know where they stay, and they didn't have that information, or it was cleared out or something.
I think we spoke to them, but
That
they
was a-
didn't. I have a
that was a
feeling we
dead
did.
end.
Yeah. But we did go to the place where they were staying, but that was cleared out. But kind of feel like we did go to the government and speak to someone there, but I'm not sure.
You can
Yeah, I
always
think
do
we're-
that at dinner tonight.
True. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay.
Sorry.
I'll
Well, that
head-
conversation, Nico. The Tanya said we could go north to Malang. Is that right?
No, she just said we could go north, and then one of the others said we could go to Milan, and she said no, that's a bad idea.
I'll head downstairs and see if I can help with their training.
Okay.
Do you not want to be? If Cass is saying this out loud, I said, do you not want to be around for when we are? I'm doing my own scrying.
No, because I can't see in there anyway, and you guys can tell me what's happening, and I feel like I can do a lot here with helping them train, because I'm
Okay.
pretty good, fairly good. So since we still have the telepathic bond, or I see you guys later, you can just tell me what's going on, right?
It's the telepathic bond's probably going to end soon, by the way. I think we're getting close to an hour. Just a thought, but maybe if we wanted to be a bit more forthcoming about the things that happen in the wastelands, we could probably mention that the Blue Lagoon is responsible for leading us down that path. And intentionally, clearly now. Because that is an area worth investigating.
Yes.
Sure.
True. By the way, I got a note from Kairos And he said to not kill those people that were transformed by the shadow dragon. So I'm not sure why he would write that, but maybe there's a way of getting them back.
Who's Kairos
Really?
again?
Kairos is my mentor, the tiefling.
The one that is
Goes to
into
the
that
wastelands
elf.
as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Because killing them would probably.
The one that has also like a thing
Yeah,
over
yeah,
his
yeah.
eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Cass, sorry, Cass.
Yes.
Does Kairos look like this or not?
Oh. Wait, where? Oof, shit.
Oh, only you can see that. Okay.
Sure. Why not?
It's the only picture I found of
Just as
that wasn't from Critical Role explicitly.
Ah,
Because
gotcha.
if you Google like purple tiefling,
Yeah.
it's all
I
the same.
get that. Yeah, that's cool. Just the but maybe the tattoo is over the other eye, so you don't see it there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so maybe we should look for what, and it just cuts off.
Okay,
So-
let's head back to our
Anything
place.
else you want to do before the dinner?
We should try and find that guy, no?
I thought I was going to do a bit more scrying
Sure.
on them. Is that right?
On whom?
On the Blue Lagoon. I thought you might have had some other ideas to. Sorry about the noise in the background. Did you want to scry on them a bit more to then try and get them another response out of them, Borna?
We don't need to scry. We know we've seen where they are. Like, it was more of a, if we can't see one, then we would scry on the next one, but...
Sure, but if we had a bit more scrying, maybe we could get some more visual clues of where they are. Because I would probably think they're probably in Katmai or something.
We could try.
I don't know how we'd or Tresshead there could be there instead. I don't know. I don't know how we'd confirm this.
I'm not sure, but... Did it look
So
like
what
they
do
were
you do?
done? Or were they leaving soon? Or did they look like they were there for a while?
The plates was with already eaten food, were already cleaned out, but they were just drinking.
I mean, maybe it is a good idea to scry again at certain points to get maybe some clues on the location. But I would also, I mean, we need to think about the order of objectives. I think we still first need to go after the dragon and then maybe chase them afterwards. So we could still hold on to that. Because if we now know where they are and then we don't do anything about it for 5 days, that information is not worth anything anymore.
But at the same time, oh, I'm not there.
Yeah, it's us three walking back.
Sorry, I just realized.
Yeah, the other worry, of course, is the only reason I'd be into finding out more about them is because for now they're the only connection we have to whoever wants this dragon freed.
True.
And we could learn a lot from whoever that is.
So we've got time before the dinner. How much time do you want to leave it? And who do you want me to focus on? Tanya, this guy, or the other one I don't know the name of?
And it worked on the guy, so I feel like we could try on him again.
Okay. Did you
We should, maybe not right away.
did Sora, you see from Sora what time of day it was over there?
Did I?
You were inside. They were
Oh, yeah.
inside.
But it was
That's
daytime.
hard to tell. Yes.
Do we know how much time difference there is between the regions of Agoria? Sorry.
Yes. There are none at all.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
None at all.
Yes.
Wow.
Big
That's
flat world.
Big
Not-
planet.
Not because it's small, but because it's flat.
It's because it's a bloody huge planet.
It's not a planet. I think you weren't here yet last week. As far as you know, you're not actually on a round planet. You're on a flat plane.
There's no such thing as round planets anyway. That's just ludicrous.
Yeah, and they would just fall. You know.
Yeah, I mean, or they just keep rolling.
On what?
What would happen to the people below?
So you could stand on a mountain in the Mirror Mountains and see the entire world if you could stand somewhere high enough.
Actually,
There's no curve then.
It gets hazy after a while.
It must be a conversation I missed.
Yeah,
Yes.
It was at the beginning of the session.
we
that you
talked
were
about
late.
it briefly last week.
Okay, so what do we do? I wouldn't mind meeting Cass's mentor, actually. But it would make sense that she's with us.
Yeah, that seemed like good information. I mean, does he know if they are able to be turned back? Yeah, anything more?
How about you send to that guy and tell him to meet us at the mansion?
Which guy?
Which guy?
The mentor.
Which guy?
I'm forgetting his name. Cass's mentor.
Kairos?
Yes, thank you, Kairos.
Okay.
What do you think? Then we can all go there and we meet with them. This is weird. What's happening, my friend?
I don't know. I don't want to invite him without speaking to Cass beforehand.
Yeah.
Kind of,
That
I
would
feel
feel a
like
bit
I
rude.
overstep my
It's her.
territory there a bit.
Her
I mean,
contact.
I would ask her, but I can't. So, unless you want to send to her first.
I mean, we'll meet them in like an hour, no? Or no, she's going to
Yes.
be there until the evening.
Exactly.
No, I said I was going to meet you guys at Oakview, like shortly, like I don't know, 2 hours before the dinner or something.
I'll say you're all currently returning to Oakview.
Okay.
Cass is staying longer to train, but to train the people. But you're all eventually gonna meet up.
So no need for scrying today then, because I've learnt it today. Is there any point in me doing any more scrying? Because I
No, we thought we might do it again on Blue Lagoon. No, that's what you propose. We just wait a little bit and then hopefully they go outside and then you catch them.
Yes. 2 hours have passed since you scried last time.
Oh,
Okay, well-
okay. Now.
Okay, well, can I make what I'm scrying? Can I make it visible to others?
No.
I can't.
Could just describe it to us, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, cast it on. So, what's the guy's name again? I've forgotten it. Is it
Geralt with a T. at the
Out
end.
of trivia.
Carol. Carol. Okay, I did write it down.
Geralt. Okay.
Oh, Geralt. Oh,
Yeah. What's it doesn't really matter. You successfully scry.
mm-hmm.
You see the three of them are currently walking on some kind of pier, like at docks or some
Okay.
kind.
I'll describe what I'm seeing, sort of running commentary.
Mhm. There are smaller, like fishing boats, it seems. To the right of them, they're kind of walking. You see them from above a bit. They're walking upwards. To the right of them is like, wooden docks, fishing boats. There's like shouting and stuff.
Okay, I'm listening or trying to look in for, if I'm next to the docks, for any ships with names or particular figureheads, if they're bigger ships.
Sure. You see a bunch of ships. There's, little like mermaid hats. I could make up some ship names if you wanted to.
Sure. I mean, okay. The thing is, I'm trying to identify where exactly they are. Because if we find the port that these ships are in, or where these pieces have been, then we can go back and say, has X ship been here on so and so day at so and so time? And we get a yes to this point in time, we know where they were.
So are you looking for ship names that you recognize or just general ship names?
I'm looking for, ship names. I'm looking for identifying features what will tie where they are to give us some clues as to where they are at the moment.
Sure, make me an investigation check.
Investigation or perception?
Investigation.
Okay.
You see there's a ship that's called the Wakeful. There's the Honey Horse with like a horse figurine at the front. There's one called Chester.
Okay.
There's one called Zephyr.
Okay.
There's one called the Arabella with like a mermaid figurine. They all tend to be smaller ships.
Zephyr
And
is a good
looking
name.
around, it also seems to be more smaller shipyard. No, that's not the word. They seem to be walking alongside a larger river.
It could be in was it Brooke?
Brook.
Brook.
Or Tresset. Because Tresset also has a river, and they also would have like.
Well, Betamia as well.
Or
Where's
Alfore.
Betamia?
No, I'm kidding.
Where's Betamia?
North of Alfore.
They would have heard of the dragon attacks, though. Wouldn't have
Oh,
they?
you say because of a river? Does it look like river boats, Kellen?
You're not there, are you?
No, because a dock. Would a dock be at a river?
Yeah,
You could
but
have
the
a
thing is,
dock.
do they look like the sea-going vessels, or they look like the river boats?
They look like river boats.
Oh, that changes.
But you do hear them talk about how like the sea travel has been opening up.
Okay.
Just like days ago.
Tresset.
I'll say to both our foreigner and my
Could be umami. Can you find out where the sun's position is to kind of understand the direction of the river?
You might have to explain that in a bit more basic terms to Kellen, because I think that's a bit beyond his capabilities.
If the sun is to the right, then you're looking north. Stuff like that. Just tell me where the river is going in direction according to the sun.
Sure. Nico.
Yes. After some deliberation and calculation, becomes obvious that the river is going northwest.
So that's one of two.
So, like this. So, similar to Alfore's river, the one in Umami.
Northwest.
Approximately, yes.
So, it's definitely not the west area. It is
Would it be
not-
Tresset?
No, because
No,
it's
it goes
going
the
the
other way.
opposite way. The river is going like this. And
So
it goes southeast to northwest.
Well,
But that
your image is mirrored, so you know.
So
Yeah.
Sorry.
It could be umami.
Could be Umami, Betamia.
No, I think it's
Okay.
primordial.
We've
Can I
never been
see
to
any-
Umami, right?
From the perspective, can I see any
I have.
mountains beyond the river?
Yes, you see the distance mountain range.
Right, so they're in Mimami.
Did you say? Yeah, okay, so they're definitely in Umami. Because they're talking about the sea's dangers having passed. That's the only place, because it
Yeah.
wouldn't be...
Yeah.
Haha. Solid detective work.
Yeah, it is. not intended as a puzzle, but here we are.
No, that's fun.
Well,
that's fun.
that's what players do. They take what you give them.
Yeah.
Put the
We
puzzle together.
couldn't figure out where they were, so
Okay, so we know they're in Umami. If they're going north, they're going straight towards the wasteland.
Or to just go
there's
to
a
the
lot of-
mountains,
mountains.
right?
There's a lot
Yeah,
of mirror
that's
mountains.
That's very weird.
or they go towards the dragon and the wasteland.
You're not.
They're
there
gonna
yet.
go. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Sorry. I forget sometimes. I'm sorry.
I know. Well,
Wasn't
we could
intending.
say you're returning around now, actually, because
Right.
it has been 2
Before the
hours.
spell
Yes.
ends, is there anything else you want me to look for? I mean, I'll listen in on the conversations. If they drop any hints about
The
jobs or what the job they've done or that sort of thing. Nico?
They do talk about contacting someone,
Did they mention a name?
but no mention of a name. Just him. But they like after, but they're like think about it a bit, and they're like, don't think it's a good idea.
So they're not meeting him.
No, they weren't talking about meeting him, just contacting.
Excuse me.
So have we all returned to Oakview?
You have all
Yeah.
returned, yes.
All right.
So
So
we're
obviously
like-
we've been
Mhm.
informed about your discovery and your theory that they're in Umami.
Yeah, you probably come in and then we're like looking at the world map and we're like, that's where. And then we're just talking. What else? And so
Yes. Let's go.
And I'm like,
I
let's
saw that.
go.
And not deal with the dragon.
let's go. You want to go?
I think we should go. I mean, we've got a hot lead. I mean, how far is Umami away from us?
Or
A bit. Yeah, it's a bit far.
I
I mean, obviously, a
bit
hasted
further-
eagle. That's another
bit
story.
further than Arena. And we could go
We
via Marina.
teleport there?
No,
Not without a circle, I guess.
can teleport back.
do we know how many circles the council has? Like Alfori has? Is it just the 3?
3, yeah.
So one's to Bel Air, one's to probably still Rock Baku, and
The third, we don't know.
Yes.
maybe one's to Umami. Maybe we're lucky. We could ask tonight.
We could. I'm just worried they won't be there anymore by then.
Well, I think we blow off the dinner. Like, I
No.
mean, what's more important? Sitting and having a big chinwag with the generals or chasing the hot lead before they bugger off? I mean, I don't know. Like,
Me-
disappoint. I know where my priority is to chase the lead and not to sit there and make polite small talk with a bunch of.
Well, technically,
I agree with Midwell. I'm kind of pissed off.
well, 1 second. So there's General Uzur that's there. He's got a means to send us literally directly to Umami. So like just ditching the dinner is not a great idea. Or maybe even, I don't know how far Darkmoor has progressed, but maybe she's capable of it. Like their means here, or maybe we actually have a teleportation circle in Alfori that would send us to Umami. So just
That
ditching
still
the
means that still means ditching dinner.
no,
To be-
because if we talk to General Uzur and we let them know what actually happened, maybe not the whole thing, but that these people are responsible, maybe they can send us there, right? Which means we would save time. But us rushing there by whatever means, I don't even know how long it would take us, like a really long time to just get there without magical means. Well, Mummy's
just-
not around the corner.
And to be clear, tonight is not like a social event
Yeah.
where we're gonna just have a good time and drink some wine and stuff like this, right? Our purpose for having set up that meeting is so we can agree on how we're gonna solve the dragon problem.
Yes.
And we need some help if we want to do this, and they have resources that we don't. So if we want to fix this problem, we need to talk to these people, because they might have means that we don't have.
What I'm trying to say is, instead of showing up in our evening gowns and in our evening finery, we show up kitted out to go, and we have a quick conversation with the general and Lady Darkmoor and say, can you get us to Amami as quickly as possible? And if their answer is no, then we leave and try to get there as fast as possible. I don't know how far it is. I'm waiting for someone to give me it. People staring at the map might have an idea of how long it would take. And if it takes half a day, 2 days, we still might be able to catch them.
I would say I'm looking at it now. Birds, if you're doing birds, how do you say? Birds.
How the crows fly.
Yeah.
Also, I'll say the map isn't exactly to scale. The Frog Islands, for example, are much closer to the mainland.
So how long?
And like the rivers are much thinner, obviously, and stuff.
Yeah.
And
it seems
also,
to be
when I drew it, I just kind of put stuff.
Sure,
so I'll say
that's fine.
Agoria to Umami, it's flying would take about 3 days.
Oh.
Or maybe 4 when you're going over the mountains. Also, there's a part where you're flying over wasteland.
Yeah, like I feel like if we don't have magical means, it's not great to pursue them right now because we're just gonna arrive in Umami and they're literally talking about leaving. So
yeah, 4 days is a bit long.
Best case scenario, General Uzur has a teleportation circle leading straight to Umami. I doubt it. Second best case scenario, he can teleport us there. I don't know about third case scenarios.
yeah. Well, I kind of feel like this needs to be handled. I mean, I'm not the greatest talker, and I'm not good in politics and everything, but I kind of feel like we need to handle this a bit delicately, and just like getting there and being like, "Hey, you guys, send us there." Well, I feel like it's just like stomping in the door, and like this has been set up for us to work with them, and I feel like this is important. So, I mean, if we have means to teleport there somehow, get there quickly, it makes sense. Then it doesn't matter if we wait 2 hours or not.
Okay.
But if
let's keep something in mind as well. If we don't have a magical way to get there, and we will need to fly there, there's a couple of things we'll be able to do. One is, we know they're going north. So probably they'll follow the river, and they were going towards the docks, so maybe they were actually going on a boat that's going to go along the river all the way to that lake. We could try and intercept and keep scrying, of course, as much as we can, so we get better ideas of where they're going. Like if they're going to the mountains, that tells us something. The only problem with this is that we're going to have to do a lot more traveling.
It's a lead not worth chasing if it's going to take us 4 days to get anywhere near them. So,
well, if they're on foot, we can actually catch up to them. It will take 4 days.
Let's go to the dinner and see if we can get a magical means to get there, and if not, maybe something else will come up. Maybe there's another possible lead.
Yeah.
I would really like to. How about Kellen? You still have one more scry in you, right? Oh wait, I gotta text it.
Thumbs down with the
Thumbs down. He already scried twice.
No, just once.
Because it would be really cool if we could scry again, and then Asher sends a message being like, "We know you're in Umami, and we're like right there," and then see their reaction, because then we know for sure that they're there. Yeah. Nobody likes my idea.
No, I don't mind. I mean,
I was like,
so you want to scry one more time, basically?
Well, just and then, Asher, do you still have a scrying in you?
Kellen, you mean?
I don't have scrying.
Do you still have a sending in you? Sorry, I'm just mixing up spells.
Yes, I do.
Just kind of to have it confirmed that they're there. That would be kind of cool before we rush off.
I don't want to give it away that we can scrounge them. Just to be clear, if we're too obvious about this, they're gonna start getting cautious.
Okay.
Also, do we agree that if we have means of travel there, we should prioritize chasing them and not follow? I mean, look for the dragon. So we kind of like change priorities, right?
Well,
because this is an actual lead, and they'll probably have connections to whoever responsible for this. But I mean, the dragon, we don't know where he hits next, so that would also be kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack.
well, personally, I feel like if we have magical means to get there, we have also magical means to come back. So that means we could do this pretty quickly versus of running for, like, if we can do this quickly, I kind of feel like this would be a really great idea. If this will take us like a week or longer, I'm just really worried about Alfore. And I feel like we need to figure things out here, but that's just me.
Maybe the generals can help us prioritize as well. Just a very silly random question. Can anyone cast magic missile?
No.
Okay. I feel like we had a tool that allowed us to do that.
I only have a detect magic wand that I always go for.
Like a wand or something?
Yeah, something like this.
There might have been a shop that had the wand of magic missiles, but I don't think you bought it.
Okay. It's just a thought, but if we do end up finding someone who can cast it,
Finished. Thank you.
totally random, right?
Why?
We put one into the ring of spell storing. Sorry, it's just an idea that just came to my mind. We give it to Cass, the ring, and then the first time we see the dragon, you use magic missile to hit the dragon, because that hits for sure.
One word.
Why?
Because it has to be hit with something infused with my blood, and I can't infuse a magic missile with my blood.
Damn it.
It's all connected to my blood.
Yeah, you see what we are like, genius idea, but then,
It's a really cool idea, though. Yeah, but you know, with my crossbow, I mean, I can shoot it as many times as I want, but sooner or later I'm gonna hit.
And I can make it
it's
invisible.
just kind of a normal missile, you know.
The only issue is when it flies away. Flew away too fast last time.
Nico, how much?
Well, I hit it last time.
As our characters get more experienced, Nico, can we modify spells? Could we research to modify
That's more
spells?
of a wizard thing.
But I mean, we all are, those who cast magic, we all have our own specialities. So you can't be just so, well, that's just the way it is. You must then get an idea of, maybe I could do this a little bit differently. So when
I'll say I'm generally not closed off to it, but if I feel like it's for like power gaming purposes, I'm gonna say no. If it's more like flavor stuff, it's gonna be more okay. You know, wizards they cast more of like their own intellect, is like the where their magics come from, and with all the others, it's more like, you know, clerics have their gods, warlocks have their pacts. Also, druids have like nature. They're more like channeling. It's the magic is channeling through them.
Yeah,
you know,
has an idea. He said, Kaz, could you sort of coat something with your blood, and then when the item hits a thing like a dragon, would that then give you a connection to it?
I didn't get that. Wait, what?
For instance, if your blood was coated...
I mean, that's how it works, right? She coats her sword in the blood, and then when it hits the dragon...
So if you coated your stone with your blood, and then that stone hit the dragon, would that give you a connection to the dragon?
Technically, yes.
Okay. Because Kellen's wondering, this is a thing. the magic stone cantrip is very little, very limited. It has a limited range. I wondered if you could somehow change that to give it a longer range.
But I mean, I have a range of 300 feet.
I know, it's just something just to give us another option.
Oh,
my
I
God,
can't.
would
I
you look at the
can't.
time? We need to get ready.
I can't use it and then give it to you. That won't work. I can't like put blood onto your stone. We tried that. Asher gave me one of his thingies once, and then we tried to put blood on it. That didn't work.
Okay. All right.
Still
All right.
really connected
Fair
with
enough.
me.
Let's go do this meeting then. I know. Realize it's a bit later for you guys.
Okay.
Yes, let's see what's what at dinner.
So you put on your formal wear, whatever you have, or just stay in your normal clothes.
Formal
First to the
gear.
station.
Geared up.
Oil
So are
up.
you
Geared up.
all geared up or no
I-
weapons?
I will
Definitely, yeah.
say I will leave my chest at our place.
Okay.
I don't bring the chest.
Okay.
I'm not
Good
bringing.
old chests.
It's the first time I'm depositing it.
I hope you didn't have it with you at the ball.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't bring it to the ball. That's true.
Horner is making everyone's clothes shiny and clean, even a bit glowy.
I just put all my weapons in the magical backpack and bring it with me. Bag of holding.
Okay.
I keep my sword, but I have everything else.
I am a weapon.
So fully geared up with weapons and everything, you make your way to Dark
No,
Moor.
I'm not.
No,
My
I'll
sword.
bring the bag of holding.
Well,
with
so
me.
just some of you have all the weapons, but others leave them at home.
But
I have all my weapons.
I'll put my most obvious weapons like the longbow and scimitar in the.
There's a code check, guys. I don't know what's this is a problem.
Okay, whatever. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has gotten darker outside. You get to the Darkmoor estate. This time, when you get close, the gate around the perimeters just kind of opens on its own when you get there.
Nice touch.
Groovy.
There's like a creek, you know.
Ah, not well oiled up. I expected better.
Oh, I thought there was suddenly a creek in the sense of like a little river or something going through. I'm like,
No, just the door's like
you. Okay. I'm like, oh, there's a creek now.
These trainees have to be put to good use. They dug a river.
And when you get close to the main entrance, it gets opened up by Bryn, who is wearing a tuxedo.
Oh, Brim. Looking
Sora.
sharp as always.
Looking sharp.
Sora is all black with a bit of white lining, also like a tuxedo.
Okay.
Oh.
He kind of looks
Or
at
a
you a
penguin.
little surprised almost. Like, oh, I didn't expect you to bring your weapons. Are we expecting a fight?
We always bring our weapons.
It-
We can leave them at the entrance, of course.
Just seems a little rude, you know?
Yes, guys.
It could be
Look,
attacked at any minute.
guys.
I mean, that's
Weapons in
technically true.
here, maybe.
What if a dragon shows up while we're having dinner?
I
Wait,
mean,
dragon, I need to go home get my weapons.
We're gonna
Oh,
knock-
fair. Time out.
But just leave them. Look, guys, just leave them in the hallway.
Yeah, of course, we leave them in the hallway.
So you leave your weapons in the hallway. He brings you quite close to like kind of the entrance room. The dining room is what it's called, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh. Jeez, what's hanging on the wall?
Stuffed
Like an angel.
animals
Okay.
and statues. It's not exactly. It's just that's just for inspiration, you know.
Okay.
There are not 6 candles, but 7.
Exactly. Yes.
This reminds me of
You see
Resident
in the
Evil.
room, there are kind of you're quite surprised. There are a couple of ghostly figures kind of floating around the room.
What?
Ghostly
shit.
figures. I'm
Yes,
lucky.
like invisible people. It looks like a bit, and they're kind of
Um,
carrying like plates and cutlery in and out of the dining room.
Oh, cool.
That must be a mage thing. Is that a mage thing, Varnor?
I'm not a mage.
I thought you're our closest mage.
I feel like you
Are
don't
they
know me
like
very
transparent,
well.
translucent?
Nice touch.
Invisible servant? Sort of invisible servant.
Opaque.
Cass
servant.
knows about magic more than I do. She reads about it and all. Like I read about adventures.
And romance
Almost
novels. and cheap
invisible
westerns.
servant.
They're really good.
I know a lot about magic. I'm great at magic.
So there are 9 sets of like seats available. The whole table would fit about 20 people, so it's just one end of the table that's being prepared. There are a couple bottles of wine, also on platters, olives and different cheeses.
Nice.
Wonderful. Just before we enter, Vornar puts the hat of disguise and suddenly has a tuxedo as well.
Okay.
Cheap. So cheap.
I cast
Guys, you
seeming
dress up.
on all of us,
I don't want to be
Oh, no.
giving us tuxedos like from the 1800s.
I resist.
You can do a saving throw.
Yes.
Oh, is that how it works?
Can someone
It-
cast a spell
I have-
magic?
I have my own finder.
What happens if you have 2 kinds of illusions on top of each other?
Charisma saving throw. DC 15.
Oh,
Nice.
There we go.
Mhm.
So you don't
you
look.
look like a bum. That's fine.
Here's the old one. Here's the old
I
one.
look as I look.
Anyone else can feel free to also save.
Do I have at least like a woman's tuxedo?
Yes,
I thought
but
you were
it's
going to dress up, Cass.
yeah.
What?
I mean,
Sorry.
I'll just do the ones fast that look like in full preparation to go to do combat, just for the.
Oh,
For the
okay. No, I'm
atmosphere.
dressed nicely. Okay.
You do see casting the spell in one of the doors leading into the dining room. Lady Darkmoor has appeared. Kind of looks at you, Asher. Like, seems like that should be something you would do more.
We would do what? Sorry. Before? Oh yeah, it was a last minute decision for hospitality. Well,
Of
not
course.
hospitality. Yeah, you
Please
know what
take-
I mean.
Please take a seat. The others will arrive shortly.
Melville stares bewildered at all the cutlery.
Huh.
Yeah, there's like a central plate. Then on each side, a bunch of like forks and spoons and stuff.
I was going to say, how
Like
many,
getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah,
how many knives
exactly.
do you need to cut cheese?
It comes with culture. There's lots of practice. I think it's several years to remember which one you don't eat with what one.
Sounds like
I think
overcomplicating
it's
things.
a form of elven amusement.
Eating with your hands is much more efficient.
Very dirty.
There is
Sounds
like
like
a light ringing sound, like of a very small bell or something. And Lady Darkmoor kind of excuses herself and leaves. And
Vornar eats a bunch of cheese.
comes back with General Uzur in tow. Kind of a, white brownish gown. He's not holding a book or a staff or anything.
He's not casting a spell.
He's left it by the front door. Yeah.
No, he just kind of, enters the room, looks at all of you. It's nice to see you all again.
Ornar gets up.
Likewise.
Well,
General Uzur.
as always, of course. And then Lady Darkmoor disappears. There's like a light ringing sound, and she does come back with General Elena in tow.
Well, you've chosen that one. Okay.
You do. She's wearing nice formal wear. You do notice she has a new scar on her head, kind of the side of her face, going straight down.
Does that
Make
look
her
like
not-
from the time I saw her hurt, or something even newer?
Yeah, when you saw her, she had like half of her face like wrapped up. It seems like.
Can you heal scars with healing spells, Nico?
Yes, that is possible.
So if you choose to cast a certain cure wound spell, can you heal the scarring?
Not with cure wounds necessarily, but there are higher level spells that can do that.
Will you just use one at a higher level?
Yes.
Some warriors enjoy keeping scars to remember things.
Yeah. Elena is more of a stern face. She kind of walks in briskly, looks at everyone. Good evening.
Evening, General.
General.
And everyone kind of sits down.
Man.
Also, Bryn also sits down. He's not serving.
Okay.
And also, not to forget, of course, Omen the dog is just kind of in a corner, sitting there, like half asleep.
Oh.
Totally forgot. I wanted to cast a telepathic bond. Forgot. Never mind.
Oh, that would have been nice.
So there's not much conversation initially. There are like these invisible, humanoid shapes. They start bringing out bread and thinly sliced meats, like smoked meats and stuff. As kind of the starter of the meal.
It's an off-putting.
At first, but everyone sits down.
Kellen asks, what are these magical servants? Are they members of your household, Lady Double?
Not really. They just, make the food and serve it.
Did you summon
That's
them or
all.
something, or they just?
Once I summoned them, yes.
Okay, I was curious. I've never seen that like before.
Yes. You hear Eleanor kind of pep up. So why are we all here?
I thought Lady Darkmoor was gonna do the proceedings at first, since she organized it, but she's not then. Or
Lady Darkmoor kind of course, yeah.
I'm asking this to the game master, not
It's up to you if you want.
For me, I felt like since it's her house, she invited everyone. She would kind of open the evening first, but if she doesn't, then
well, she's just kind of providing the location. You asked for it.
okay.
And Elena certainly looked at you guys and not at
Okay.
Darkmoor.
Well, yes. Thank you for making the time. We've just come back from Marina, as you know, or may have heard. We've dealt with the issues in the seas. The seas should be no longer unsafe to travel. This will surely better things for trade and so on. But we've now realized there's a bigger threat at play here with this dragon.
Yes, it seems we go. It seems we go from one disaster into the other. Just putting fires out left and right.
It does seem odd indeed. There's quite a lot of things happening around the world at the same time. that with the Yuan-Ti and Rokvaku and all as well, amassing an army, the orcs. Anyway, so as you know, we've warned you about the dragon beforehand since we witnessed its escape. So we thought it would make sense to try and discuss what can be done. And we started doing some investigation on our end, and we thought we'd share that with you and see if we can help.
Yeah, of course, everything can help. Have you found out anything specifically, or just are you asking generally?
We have a few locations in the wasteland where we think the dragon might be hiding out, and also lead in Umami.
Umami. If the dragon was in Umami, I think we would have heard of it.
No, we believe, you know, the Blue Lagoon.
No.
They are a group of adventurers that the city of Alforia has employed a few times for some small jobs here and there. They fix the goblin problems north. They were
Oh yes,
thanked,
there was a group. Yes.
They were thanked by the Baron at the
Yes, sure.
yes.
Duke.
The Duke, thank you. You would have said that. Mixing campaigns.
Yeah.
We believe they're somehow involved in this. We haven't given you all the details of what happened because we didn't really have the time and we didn't know how much of an issue it would become. But the way this started was that Blue Lagoon, or one of the members of the Blue Lagoon, gave us a map, told us there would be treasure there in the wastelands. And they were going to go but couldn't, so they gave it to us. We now think that this was a ploy that would set in motion certain things that would free that dragon eventually from its prison.
You got that treasure map from the Blue Lagoon into the
Correct.
wastelands.
We probably still have the map, actually. We can probably show it. Do we have it?
Yes.
I think we
Calendar.
still have it.
Backpack.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should have a map, I guess.
Elbow runs to the hall and grabs it.
I will also add,
I would left it with.
and we kind of made an
Hung it
agreement
over
with
the back of
them
the chair.
about sharing the treasure, and they were non-responsive after our deal, and they actively do not get in contact with us, so something's fishy with them.
Yeah, so just to summarize very quickly what happened. They gave us the map, sent us to the wastelands. We found the location, encountered a place where there was in fact treasure and some traps and so on, but also hags waiting for us, and this whole thing led to this dragon escaping. And then once we tried to find out what was going on and why, at least give their share to the Blue Lagoon of what we had found, they would not respond. We've tried several times, and we've confirmed through scrying that they are intentionally not answering us. So clearly they know something, and they gave us this map with a purpose other than just us finding a treasure. Otherwise they would be trying to collect their share.
Piers' greed got no shit. The greed. This is an English speaker as well. The greed was stronger than our sense of sense. Greed was stronger than our sense. Maybe somehow. Damn it.
So you did find a treasure there.
We did.
Just some gold, really. But what we found out
The
was
treasure was connected to the dragon, or
it was in the same lair. But the
After
hags...
looting-
sorry, go on.
Continue. Sorry.
I was just going to say that when we questioned the hags, it was clearly obvious that their goal was to free the dragon, and that there's some party, a secret party here at play that we believe is connected to the Blue Lagoon that set all this in motion. Like, this map wanted to be found, they wanted some things to happen that would free this dragon eventually.
Are the hags still alive?
Sadly, no. Well, it was them or us, so.
But we did question them, but hags tend to not answer in the straight line.
Yeah, we escaped in the nick of time, as they say.
All they told us was they served a god of, not served, but they made a deal with the god of trickery and whispers, or the god of mischief, which I believe a statue of is nearby here.
What? A statue?
Weren't they statues of the gods or something like this? If I'm remembering wrong, then I would have said that.
You hear Darkmoor kind of, these are statues of old gods. They aren't around anymore, per se.
We're aware.
It appears the hags were of another opinion.
I mean, they might have lied, but...
And you say that these, General Elena asks, these Blue Lagoon people, so they gave you a map for treasure. You go there, there's treasure, and the dragon manages to escape.
Well, we were attacked.
Yes,
We defended
attacked.
ourselves.
when
by the
they
dragon?
gave us the map.
No, not by the dragon. We were attacked by gas
Hags.
and the hags, and then
Okay.
just this during the combat, all things started being put in
Can I
motion.
just interlude us for a moment? When
Yeah.
you negotiated for the map, I have to say that negotiate was the thing. They strongly negotiated to hand over the map in return for a percentage of the treasure that we found. That was the motivation. So
Okay.
then they, after strongly negotiating for a portion of the treasure that we would have found, but then weren't interested in taking it, which is very odd, given most adventurers' predisposition, is that the right word, to financial reward.
I mean, that is certainly suspicious, but no clear proof, I don't think. I mean, we
Sure, it's
couldn't
just a lead at
like
this
throw
point.
them in a jail or anything for it.
Sure.
We just wondered if they were working with the this dark agency, this dark.
Yes,
Power.
but if you think that this is something worth pursuing, go for it. If it's
Well, we wanted to make a...
this dragon being not a problem anymore, I'm all for it.
Well, this is why we wanted to meet with you and make a plan. So as you know, we've... did we tell them actually? We've investigated the different towns that were attacked. We found out that the dragon just doesn't just kill, because there's no bodies in any of these places. They just disappear, or they're turned into some kind of ghost or undead entities, and then probably they start serving this dragon. It's building an army, or something else, but it definitely doesn't look very good. So we could either try and focus on locating its lair, where it's hiding, and Cass here had, if we were able to at least strike it, or at least if Cass was able to strike it, she would be able to track him. Track it in multiple.
Uzur is kind of piping up. Me and Lady Darkmoor, we did some research, and if this is truly Cerebor Shadow Breath, then this is a mighty enemy to handle. Of course, you are very capable people, but facing him without, extreme care would be foolish, I think.
We really just
Also,
need to strike it
is-
once. Sorry,
You only need to strike it once. Is your goal not to kill it?
Cass, can you maybe elaborate?
No, my cousin just means that I just technically, the moment we find it, or when we see it again, if I get to strike it, after that, we could go after it with a bigger group or with more or whatever, because I'm able to find it no matter where it is. That's what he's trying to say. So the moment we see it, as long as I hit it, then we can go after it. Not just us, possibly. If you're saying that this is a mighty foe, then my question would be, what does that exactly mean? I mean, a kraken is a mighty foe, or
The
a
queen
devil is, like, does it mean we need an army for it? Does it mean we need...
We faced down and slew the queen.
I mean,
she was a mighty enemy.
there's a big risk fighting this dragon in particular, I think. If he has the abilities that we, heard of, if he can truly raise people that he attacked, it's not something that you can, heal from, per se.
General, do you
If you get hit and you go down by it, that's it, you're done. No healing back up, no magic. You can't raise an undead.
General Azor, do you have a plan? Or does the city have a
For the
plan?
moment, it's just be as safe as possible. We treat this more like a force of nature than an enemy per se, for the moment at least.
So it sounds like we need to know a lot more about this dragon. So I mean, knowing its lair would be very useful. If Cass was able to just hit it once and then we just bolt, like magically or anything, that would at least allow us to know it's approaching us, or Alforia or something like this, that would be able to allow us to, way before we realize the dragon is here, that to evacuate or something like this. That would be very useful. But obviously also finding out who wanted this entity freed would also be useful. My understanding is that from what we've learned, Ugolf the Troll, who's apparently a very powerful fire giant, fought Cerebor, and Cerebor is still alive. So it was never defeated, it was just imprisoned. That says something about this dragon, that maybe just mere weapons and magic is not enough to defeat it, that we need something more that we just don't know about.
The thing is, I don't know, how do you protect Alfore against it? If it is such a huge force of nature, and its breath raises undead, how do you protect the city? Mere crossbow bolts, a bit large ones, on city.
I mean, it's still a creature as any other. If you hit it long enough, it's gonna die.
Okay.
And just want to make very clear the risk involved. If we send an army and it's not enough, then he has now an army.
Yes, but that's I don't.
And
yeah.
just losing conscious from an attack from him That's it. That's all it takes.
Since you and Lady Darkmoor have done more research, I mean, we're sure now that it raises undead. What else have you found out of his abilities?
Well, Lady Darkmoor kind of, takes the lead on this one. It's certainly a creature of darkness. It has, there's no, it always attacks at night. It seems like similar creatures of, the Shadowfell, it would be weaker in sunlight. But in turn is much stronger in darkness.
So having something like magically and creating sunlight very strong would also lower
Like-
his abilities.
Like our
Chances.
sun globes.
I presume so, yes.
Our sun globes we haven't used for a while.
Yeah.
In
We
what
only
way
have
does
good
it
rift
turn?
globes.
Sorry, in what way does it turn people undead? Is it through its breath? Is it through anything? Because if we know it's a specific way, then we could try and prohibit it from doing that, or at least try and avoid it as much as possible.
Certainly, it's with its breath. It can do it. If any other kind of attacks of it can do the same, it's hard to tell. There are no sources that tell of it, but that doesn't mean it's not possible.
And you say
Right.
as soon as you fall unconscious, he kind of has the ability to raise you. You don't need to die.
Yes.
That's rough.
We saw a lot of incinerated also buildings. Does it possibly have like two different I don't know, does it also have fire or something like that? Is there a possibility that it has that? We felt like this, I don't know, necrotic force, but does it possibly have a second?
Uzur kind of scratches his head. It's hard to say. There are accounts of chromatic dragons with different kinds of breath attacks. But if this is Cerebor, then he originated from a black dragon.
It is possible that the houses just burned down themselves in the chaos and the fuss. Someone knocked over a lamp or a candle, and the drapes caught fire, the tablecloth, and then a part of the town.
Elena kind of, in the chaos of fights and war and stuff, it's very quick that, lamps break and stuff catches fire.
Generals and Lady Darkmoor, I feel we were the key that opened this lock, and it behooves me at least to be part of the solution to this problem. How can we help?
We've been busy ensuring the safety of our city. That's our first priority. The dragon hasn't, shown itself for the past couple days. There is a possibility that, has taken its minion that it needed and is staying in the wastelands for the near foreseeable future.
What can you do about it, though? I mean, the only way to defend the city is really to effectively go underground,
Yes, that's
or create some sort of magical glass roof to the city.
Yes, we have been working on restoring the old, magical wards that used to be around the city before the war, but that seems to be quite some time away.
Can we do anything to help?
I mean,
hurry
of
this
course,
up?
but we don't think this is gonna work in the next half year or something like that. We have
So I ask again,
magic
do you have a
people.
use for us?
I mean, if you can find out what this dragon is, planning on doing in the foreseeable future, that would help the most. The reason why it was released now.
That means following the one slim lead we have, possibly through the Blue Lagoon, to who they might have been involved with, and find out that way.
Yes. Of course, slaying the dragon would be the easiest solution.
Sure.
But even for a group of your prowess, I would, rather have you in the city defending it than just kind of strolling into the wastelands, walking into your doom.
We're not quite good enough yet, then. We're
Well,
good.
it's hard for me to say. I would say the same thing in 10 years,
Sure, but I suppose you can be honest with us. I think you have a lot more experience than us.
Well, defending a city is much easier than going out and attacking a dragon in its lair.
Yeah.
So I
Knowing
say
the
if we
location
were
of the lair.
As a quite old and experienced dragon, it's not going to be easy to kind of I don't know, trick it to fight under the sun, or bait it out, or I don't know. It's gonna know, most likely.
Would knowing the location of the dragon be helpful? Of its lair?
Yes, of course.
So if we were to defend the city and the dragon is attacking, what would be the plan of action? Is there any way we can pin it down?
If you have a way, sure. We have some, some stuff that might work, but nothing that's going to succeed all of the times. We have, magic, we have ballistas, we have chains, we have ropes, we have more magic.
Probably
We have
lots of light.
illuminating spells, exactly. All that kind of stuff. I feel like if you're here, the dragon will not be able to just swoop in and kill everyone.
Well, we have means to use the teleportation circle now, so we can be here fairly quickly wherever we are. So feel free to call on us if you sight the dragon, and we'll come immediately. But I feel like in the meantime, while we don't know when it's going to attack again, we should try and find out as much as we can.
Would you suggest to us that we chase the lead in Umami?
Well, just hearing from it seems a little thin, but I also don't have a better idea.
I have no other. We have no other leads, and we got to start somewhere.
Yes.
Does General have a means to get us fairly quickly to Umami?
And those are kind of yes, of course. Also, in the meanwhile, in the meantime, there has been you all got your plates with like a silver bell over it. And in it is like seafood, shrimp, and a mushroom risotto.
Ooh,
Okay.
Lovely.
I'm glad we dressed up for this.
Oh yeah, we did
I'm glad
nicely.
Yes.
What's the duration of seaming? Oh, 8 hours.
8
Okay.
hours.
We're good. We're good. It's an all-nighter.
We're gonna sleep in our smokings.
Yes.
Can I will say, I'm glad somebody's at least really dressed up for this.
We have ways to. Where did you say?
Umami.
Mommy.
Umami.
Yes, we have ways of teleporting you there if you need to.
What kind of means do you have?
Teleportation circle.
Okay,
Oh.
is that the third circle that we've seen in that chamber?
Yes, yes.
It
It
does
is
go to
now.
Umami.
I just interrupt. Is it possible to go tonight?
I mean, Uzur is kind of surprised. I don't have my the necessary equipment to teleport you right now.
Yeah, I mean those
Is that a
ingredients.
yes or a no?
I mean,
He mean-
technically, yes.
He means after dinner. He means after dinner. Not to be rude.
I mean, I have the means of using a teleportation circle.
I suppose so.
You and your bourgeois manners.
Did you learn nothing in Bel Air?
Yeah, you
I thought it was a crisis support.
you teleported to Bel Air by accident. Is that correct? I heard something about that.
I point to
Yeah.
Warner.
Yes. Someone
Where is
forgot
that? Yes.
that
I-
left branch rather than that right branch. On
So
that-
you're quite an accomplished spellcaster, Voronar.
Thank you.
Where did you learn all this?
It just comes from within.
Yes.
Yes, but where does it come from?
Roughly here. That's how it feels, at least.
Is that all you can tell me about it?
A dragon whispered it to me.
There's kind of a instant silence from everyone.
It's like, yeah, you just dropped the clanger. That
That was
bounces
poor
and
taste.
rolls across the floor.
A dragon whispered it to you.
Not this one, I point to Sora.
There hadn't been any dragons in decades. Someone
Uh,
whispered it to you, and now a second one is showing up.
I don't think it's related. Well, there's a lot I don't know.
You're now suspicious.
It's fine.
Everyone's looking at you.
Vornar makes an illusion, minor illusion,
Mhm.
and you see a very small Quithiras fire breath. As what I've seen, at least in my
Okay.
in my visions.
Sure. To kind of, look at it. Well, most curious.
Exhibit A.
General.
Exhibit A in storage room B.
It was stuck in an orb. Yeah.
Well, we can, get to that later. I
Okay.
suppose.
You wake up. You're strapped to the table.
But when we are on the topic of teleportation, actually, I have some unfortunate news. The teleportation circle to Rock Vaku isn't accessible anymore, it seems.
Yeah.
Do you know how they disabled it?
Has most likely been found and destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
those nasty
unfortunate.
things probably don't want us to come in via their back door.
How soon after that was it?
What was it? A week?
So it was a week accessible, or
Of
nobody checked?
successful back and forth teleportation. Yeah, we got some stuff done,
Oh, okay. Oh, great. At least.
but we are in a bit of a tight spot, it seems, at the moment. And General Elena kind of, yeah, they're planning for an attack.
Yeah, well, maybe we could use somehow. Maybe you can find more druids to make the sea crossing a bit more dangerous than they would have it.
Yeah, well, Marina's preparing, they're building ships. They're thinking of awakening their Warforged. They can't
Say
send
what?
us reinforcements for the moment, I think.
Who's Warforged now?
What is that?
Yeah.
You might not have known. Marina has how do you call it? Some cargo? No, that's not the right word. They have some unactivated. They're a type of golem, you could say, that were constructed for the purpose of fighting in wars.
Oh, that sounds practical.
And they're
Yeah,
able to activate them.
Constructs. Yeah. Well, it takes some money and resources.
Well, just practically, I could go over there and sink some boats if you like.
Well, you can do that if you wanted to. They have their resources as well. It's up to you.
Well, I would
I'm
be,
sure they have it
you know,
covered.
I meant literally go to Rockvaku and just go bite some holes in some boats.
I mean,
I mean,
But-
we've got. I mean, other.
whatever you feel you need to do, you can. You're not
We could.
beholden to anything specifically, technically.
So just on the teleportation circle, would I be able to be given the runes of the circle that leads to Umami so we can
Of
make
course,
our
yes.
own way there? That would be lovely.
Leave immediately.
I mean, do you know it by heart? I'm happy to give you my journal right here.
I can draw it for you if you want to.
He gives his ritual spellbook on an
Okay,
empty
kind of
page.
takes it. Some conjures up some charcoal and draws it. You are served next grilled lamb and vegetables.
I'm very hungry now. All over again.
He kind of gives it back to you, and it's the one you already know.
What do you mean?
Hmm?
You already memorized it when you last came back here.
I don't think I had the time. I was like, we got
Oh,
interrupted.
you already looked at it. Didn't you
I looked
spend
at
a
it, but I
minute,
didn't.
like
Yes.
kind of memorize it?
Well, you told me I didn't have the time, but sure. Okay. Good,
You
good.
recognize it as something that you sort of glimpsed at. Yeah.
And just so, for my understanding, do we know of any other teleportation circles that are currently in function in the world?
None that we are connected with, but there are presumably others.
Okay.
We know that Bel Air had others.
Would it be possible to maybe have a letter recommendation or something so that when we arrive in Umami, we don't have the same issue like we had in Bel Air, that we got into trouble? Like maybe that we're on a job from the council or something like that?
It's a very good call. I didn't even think about that. It's already.
Of course, yeah, I can sign you in for a teleportation to Umami. That's no problem.
Thank you very much, Jim.
And how does that usually work? I mean, we know now in Bel Air we have to just announce ourselves in advance, but do you know what's the general customs for?
Well, having a teleportation circle is, of course, a gap in the security of a city. I think Belair used teleportation circle for the longest, so they have quite an elaborate system. We didn't have that many problems yet. So for the moment, we just, teleportation circles are used so infrequently that it hasn't been a huge problem for us yet. The teleportation circle in Umami is, I think, outside the city walls.
Okay.
So it's also less of a problem there.
Does Marina
Great.
have one? I know you said you didn't know.
No, they don't have one.
That would be practical.
Yes, that's true. They are working on one.
Oh, nice.
So who's working on one?
Marina.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but setting up a teleportation circle takes about a year. So even if you get the resources to do so, it still takes time to finish it. So I think we're done for our session today.
No, but what's for dessert?
Yes.
Fruit sorbet.
Oh.
Lovely.
Sounds wonderful.
Yes.
Oh, we have
Also in like a
sorbet.
little silver cup.
Nice.
Okay, good. So I guess we depart for Umami. Asape.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping we'd fly over the mountains and maybe spot
You can still do that.
Why would we? We might do that on the return trip. Let's see.
Yeah.
Because that's getting quite close to some of the areas that I'm interested in.
Okay, so we'll pick up here next week.
Yes.
We can have some more discussion with the generals and Lilith, or we can go to Umami if you want.
Okay, sounds great.
Yes.
Cool
Very
stuff.
Brilliant.
We got a new teleportation circle. Woohoo!
Well, we
Okay.
lost one also. So
Yes. We got
Which
lots
one?
of-
Oh, yeah. Well,
Rock Raccoon, yeah.
Does Melville look any more relieved?
a little more focused.
Yes, focused, relieved, less huge burden hanging on shoulder.
It's chomping at the bit.
Peace, Melville. We'll get there. Promise.
Okay, see you next week.
Thank you,
Bye.
Nico.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Until
Have
next
a good
time.
night.
You too. Good night.